We are so glad you're with us here on the Huskers Radio Network. If you're listening online at Huskers.com or on the Huskers app, wherever you may be on the globe, glad you're here with us for some Big Ten football here on a Saturday morning in Lincoln. Huskers and Gophers about to match up for the 63rd time. This is the team in the league Nebraska has played the most in history. The Gophers actually lead the all-time series 35-25, and there were two ties. They won by a touchdown last year, right? Everything was a touchdown last year up in Minneapolis, 30-23. Gophers wearing their white tops and maroon pants. Huskers with those gorgeous home uniforms with that white helmet and the beautiful end on the red end on the side. Tommy Hill's deep, but Dragan Kisic is pretty good at getting the ball to the end zone. 47 kickoffs this year, 41 of them have been touchbacks. Man, I'd love to see Tommy Hill get a chance to return one today.
Yeah, I think he's going to give it every opportunity, too. He's chomping at the bit to kind of get back in the flow with the ball under his arms, and what better way to do it? Take kicking game to special teams by doing something special.
Sit back, relax. We got some football to call for you here this afternoon. And the ball comes off the tee. Kisic will have to go back and re-tee it. Husker sideline is just partially in the sun right now. It'll get in the sun here momentarily as that sun coming over the top of that East Stadium here on a chilly Saturday morning. Temperature here at kickoff is right at 40 degrees. And the left-footed kicker for the Gophers now ready to launch this game underway. Huskers will be moving from left to right as we do it. This ball will be headed toward the north end zone. Kick hammered toward the goal line. Tommy Hill's going to let it go over his head out of the back of the end zone. The Huskers will start it at the 25-yard line. All right, Mark Whipple, you think, how does he ease Chubba into this thing here, Damon?
Well, I tell you what, safe passes early, hopefully off of run action. But if I'm Coach Whipple in this Nebraska offense, I buck the trend of what the murmurs have been this week, and I run the football.
See what he does. Pistol set. Anthony Grant behind him. Tommy Hill on the field for the Huskers for the first snap from scrimmage. Thought we would see more of him last week. Did not. It is a double tight end set. Wide receivers left and right. Underneath center. They give it off to Grant. Up the middle to the 30, to the 35. Cuts to the outside. 40. He's to midfield. He's to the 40. Angled out of bounds at the 39-yard line of Minnesota. Big blast off the left side for Anthony Grant.
Right off the bat, 12 personnel. Nebraska getting big and playing physical up front. And how about this? A downhill run from underneath center for Nebraska.
36-yard dash for Grant to begin the game. Huskers have it at the Gopher 39-yard line. Now they'll go shotgun, two left, one to the near side. Jumpa Purdy gets a low snap, throws it out the flat pass, caught a little tight end screen. Vokalek makes a catch, gets a 5-yard pickup to the 34 of the Gophers. Tackle made by Thomas Rush of Minnesota.
And Nebraska playing with a little rhythm right now. Not so much pace as much rhythm, right? They're still getting the play calls. 10, 12 seconds are coming off the clock, but Nebraska knows what they want to do.
Actually credit him only with a 4-yard gain to the 35. It's a pistol set. Grant behind Chubba. Two to the near side, one to the far side, an H-back in the backfield. Delay handoff to Grant. Makes his move to the outside and gets about a half yard. It'll set up a 3rd and 5 at the Gopher 34. Again, Rush on the tackle.
Yeah, he's going to be busy, and he's kind of the guy for the Gophers, the man in the middle, as we see a whole new sub-package come in from Minnesota defensively.
My goodness.
It's a 3rd and long package, so you'll see kind of a little bit of a nickel look where it gets speedy along the D-line and a whole lot of defensive backs.
Just a entire line change.
This is hockey.
For the Gophers. 3rd and 5 from the Minnesota 34. Trey Palmer motions. They turn, give it off to Grant. He's got blockers on the outside. He's to the 30. Anthony to the 25. Rocked out at the 22-yard line, but a 12-yard gain for 10. Tyler Newman, one of the safeties for the Gophers, makes the tackle.
Yeah, if you're a fan of body language, then your team Purdy right now. He's kind of the fist pumps, the hand clapping. He's feeling good about himself right now early. Good sign for this offense.
What a start for Anthony Grant. 2 big carries. Trips go left. Nobody to the near boundary. Shotgun look. From the Minnesota 22. Snap. They throw it out in the flat again. Pass caught by Trey Palmer. Gets a block 20, 15, down to the 10-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal, Nebraska. Nice little flip and good blocking downfield for Nebraska. The Huskers have entered the Mosaic red zone. At Mosaic, their mission is crop nutrition. Learn more at cropnutrition.com.
Yeah, interesting. Nebraska just counting right now. They're in a trips formation, as you mentioned. 3 for 3 for Minnesota, so it's my free defender against your ball carrier. Advantage Nebraska.
Boy, they'll say he went out of bounds at the 13, so it's actually 2nd and 1. Trips to the near side this time. Chubba gets the snap, hands it off to Grant. He lowers his shoulder. He does get a first down to the 11-yard line. Only a 2-yard gain, but it moves the sticks. It's not 1st and goal, but 1st and 10 from the 11. Newman again, the safety on the tackle.
Yeah, just again counting. 7 in the box this time for Minnesota. So Nebraska runs the football. It'll be a 7-8 kind of game. 8, you throw it. 7, you try to run it.
2 to the near side. Alante Brown split left. From the 11 of the Gophers. Opening drive of the game. It's been impressive. It's been a heavy dose of Anthony Grant. Chubba Purdy motions Palmer. They turn. Hand it off to Grant. Little trap play to the 10. Racks his way down to the 5-yard line. A 6-yard pickup. Tackle made by Kyler Ball, a Houston Baptist transfer. But the Huskers have it at the Gopher 5-yard line.
Yeah, that's a great call by yourself. That is. It's influence trap. Kind of inviting you up the field. In Nebraska, good cut by Anthony Grant getting underneath the kick out.
I'm seeing Wiegert and Stye and Graham up there blocking for the Huskers. 2nd and 4 from the 5-yard line. 2 to the near side. Chubba looks to the sideline for the signals. Now he shifts Grant to a pistol set right behind him. Hickson snaps it back. And off to Grant, left side, picks his way to the 2-yard line and shoved back there. It's going to be 3rd down and about a half a yard. Anthony fighting hard. Huskers have it inside the 2.
Yeah, I was talking to B-Mac in the pregame. One of the keys for Nebraska is points once you get in the red zone. It doesn't have to be 7. You always prefer it, but to get points, and right now, Nebraska knocking on points' door.
3rd and 1 for the 2. Gophers trying to get fired up on defense.
Two-back set.
Huskers go with Borkature as an H-back. Grant behind Chubba. They fake the handoff. Chubba keeps it himself. Touchdown, Nebraska. What a drive for the Huskers. They take a 6-0 lead.
Boy, that was a thing of beauty. They give you the zone option look with a lead. Nobody responsible for Q. Give me all 6 of those for number 6 in Chubba Purdy.
That was beautiful. Huskers have grabbed the early lead. What a terrific drive. It's the 5th time this year Nebraska has scored on their opening drive of a game. Now Bleak Road to try to make it a 7-0 start.
How about KYA? Knowing your audience. Whipple and Purdy.
Really well done. Snap down. Kick is up, and the kick is good. What a drive.
Well, that was something else.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Bridges Trust, helping clients grow, gift, and persevere. I should say preserve wealth for over 75 years. How about this drive? 9 plays, 75 yards, 4:14 off the clock. Chubba Purdy's 2nd rushing touchdown of the year. We have a timeout on the field, 10:46 left. First quarter, Nebraska 7, Minnesota 0 here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Every day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed a hungry planet. CVA's Avail T5 uses patented polymer technology to optimize phosphorus performance, making crops healthier and boosting yields while reducing phosphorus loss to the environment. Register to win 160 acres of T5 treatment valued at over $1,500 when you go online to cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Get a Hy-Vee Plus Premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, free standard delivery and free express pickup. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. For a limited time, get $50 off an annual Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG. That's right, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification on the Huskers Radio Network.
This is where you come for Husker sports. KXSB Omaha and KSRZ HD2 Omaha. Broadcasting the Big Red to Nebraska, Iowa, and beyond. AM 590 ESPN Omaha. And now on the free AM 590 app for your phone.
Greg Scheib, Damon Benning, Jessica Cootie, Ben McLaughlin, Matt Coatney back with you in the Nottle Company's broadcast booth. Andrew Dowdy punching the show for us in our Acres Broadcast Center. Nebraska just went right down the field against one of the top 10 defenses in the country in the Minnesota Golden Gophers. They lead 7-0. Let's get a Rob Seco sideline update with Jessica.
Well, Greg, Damon was talking about the body language of Chubba Purdy in that first drive. His demeanor today is just completely different than what it was 7 days ago. He looked a little shaky, shocked at times last week, but he has been completely confident. Even before he went out onto the field for that first drive, where he was dapping up the defense, he's just carrying himself completely different when they came off. Lots of celebration, lots of love for the wide receivers, especially Alante Brown did a good job blocking in that first series, and Mike Cassano, wide receivers coach, said, hey, boys, let's make a statement here today.
Well, that is a fantastic call right there, because you don't have long runs and guys getting the chance to cut back and get to the perimeter without your perimeter blockers being fantastic, and those wide receivers are getting after a little Gopher early.
Brendan Frankie to kick it away. 40 kickoffs on the year, 30 for touchbacks. Quinn Redding is the deep man for Minnesota. This one's returnable. Redding coming up, making the catch at the 3. He's to the 10, 15, slips by a Husker, kind of the outside and knocked down around the 19. So you pick up yardage by not getting a touchback, as they're going to start from the 20-yard line.
Yeah,
good
really
tackle
good
by
job.
Kolarvik.
That front wall, they came down in a wave. And here we go.
How about the rushing yards in that opening drive for Nebraska?
Yeah, 7 plays, 75 yards in total, 60 of it on the ground. 66 in total with Purdy's 64 in total with Purdy's run. That's what they needed to do, and they quieted momentarily the whispers of run the damn ball.
Yeah. So here's the forever quarterback for the Gophers, Tanner Morgan, 67% completion percentage. He goes shotgun with Ibrahim off to his left. Snap back. They give it off to Mo. He gets a couple of yards to the 23, bent back there, gain of 3, brought down by Ernest Hausman. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Ibrahim is 955 yards rushing on the season, and he's probably today, he's 42 yards short of 4,000 in his career.
And he scores touchdowns. That's the difference. If you're looking for a difference in the two backs in back-to-back weeks, Mo finds the end zone.
Pistol set this time. 2 wide outs to the near side, 1 on the far side. 2nd and 7. Morgan checking off. Damon mentioned it pregame. That play clock will go inside of 10 a lot today. Stretch play to Ibrahim trying to find a seam and can't get there. He gets about a yard as Oscar's jumping. Good job of stringing the play out. Colton Feast able to wrap him up and bring him down. It's now 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, what you want to do with pullers, you want to get in their hip. Minnesota pulls Feast right down the line of scrimmage, hustling his tail off to run that down from behind.
All right, big 3rd down, 3rd and 6. We told you in pregame, Minnesota converts 60% of their 3rd downs. They'll go trips right, 1 wide out to the near side. Shotgun look, Ibrahim's the back. Morgan looks over the defense. Crowd making some noise here in Lincoln. Play clock now to 7. Huskers showing blitz. Will Reimer come? No, backs up. Back to throw is Morgan. Backpedaling, rolling to the right, stepping up, gets hit, brought down, it's a sack. Sack by Caleb Tanner. There's your Big Mac sack. This one, it'll get you a buy one, get one free on Monday.
How about Nebraska playing a little traditional robber? Minnesota even held. You decline that and force them to punt. Nebraska just good old-fashioned man free, saying beat us if you can, mano-y-mano.
8.5 career sacks now for Caleb Tanner. It's a 3 and out for the Husker defense. About to get the football back up 7-0 here in Lincoln. Couldn't have scripted a better start to this game, both with the offense and now the defense.
Yeah, and you've got the late arriving crowd into it early.
Here is Mark Crawford. Guess where he's from? Australia. He's punting, 41-yard average. Trey Palmer at midfield. Is there not a low snap, Huskers, and he shanks the ball down the near sideline. It's going to end up being a pretty good kick as it takes a Minnesota roll inside the Nebraska 45. It'll be down at the 44-yard line, but boy, good field position for Nebraska after that punt by Crawford. That came off his foot in a funny way, 45-yard punt, but he got a pretty good result out of the entire deal. Hey, optimize phosphorus performance for a stronger, earlier start using Avail T5 phosphorus fertilizer enhancer. And register to win 160 acres of T5 treatment. Valued at over $1,500 when you go online to cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation. We have a timeout on the field, 7-0. Your Huskers with the lead, 8:49 to go first quarter here on the Huskers Radio Network.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
The Nebraska FFA is growing leaders
and building communities.
Together, we are strengthening agriculture.
The Nebraska FFA Foundation believes in our future leaders and the communities they serve. We believe in the future of agriculture.
Join us in the I Believe in the Future of Ag campaign. Learn more online at neffafoundation.org. This message is brought to you by Bayer, Science for a Better Life, and DeKalb.
Do you want your date to wait for your interlock device to let you drive? Your kids to ask why you have an ankle bracelet? Or your boss to see your criminal history? Do you want to miss important life events because of house arrest? Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Husker football brought to you by your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit buyfordnow.com for all your truck, SUV, and electrical vehicle needs. The Huskers, that terrific opening drive, they had 60 yards rushing. Last week in the entire game against Illinois, they had 61. 2 weeks ago at Purdue, 35 yards on the ground. Rutgers, about a month ago, 47 on the ground. So they had almost as many yards rushing in the first drive, Damon, as they've had the last 3 games.
Hey, sometimes the adults in the room have to be adults. We've got to get out of our own way and play to our strengths. Nebraska right now appears to be really comfortable getting downhill in the run game. And we've seen 2 tight end sets. We've seen a fullback. We've seen an H-back. They're giving you the whole kid and caboodle in this one early.
And good field position here now. And hey, let's tip our cap to that defense. A nice job again, pinching off the 2 runs from Mo and then getting pressure and a sack on Tanner Morgan.
Yeah, he just does not look like himself.
No, he doesn't.
And Potts, and they've got a nice stable. We're gonna watch Mo closely today.
Chubba Purdy, that opening drive for the Huskers went 2 for 2, 13 yards. Didn't ask much out of him in the passing game. Grant's off to his right, 2 wide out, split left. Chubba gets the snap, play action, rolls the pocket. This time looking maybe to take a shot deep down the field. Has Trey Palmer down there. He goes up and can't make the catch at the 20-yard line. He won the battle with Howden, the safety, but could not hang on to the football the last second. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
In the passing game, we talked in the pregame about Nebraska being able to own the hashes. If you're going to attack this Minnesota secondary, it is up the hashes. Palmer had him beat. The ball was slightly underthrown, a little too much hang time. But I think that's one that TP would like to have back.
And thrown into the wind.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a breeze now kicking up out of the south. So 2nd and 10 from the Husker 44. Back to the pistol set. Snap, handoff, Anthony Grant off to the left. He gets to midfield and trying to fight his way to the 49-yard line of Minnesota. It's a pickup of 6. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Whaley, the corner, makes the play.
Yeah, I have to chuckle internally. I'm looking at Chancellor Brewington adjust the buckles on his helmet. Mama, don't let your baby grow up to be a fullback. Boy, that is good old-fashioned ISO and meet me in the hole.
6-yard gain for Anthony Grant.
Goodness.
He's now up to 66 yards rushing here in the first quarter. 3rd down and 4 from right at midfield. Gophers change personnel. Purdy goes shotgun. 2 wide outs to the near side. 1 split left. Grant's the back. Snap back to Purdy. Being rushed, steps up, might have to run. He will. He's going to get the first down. 45-40, slides to a stop at the Gopher 36-yard line. That'll way to use your legs, Chubba. They scramble for 13. Move the sticks.
Again, if you're a body language guy, and a lot of folks know that I am, Purdy's vibe He's oozing confidence right now. He looks like a man with a plan.
Ball now at the Gopher 37. Huskers have converted all 3 third downs.
That's the stat to watch today.
In this quarter. 2 to the near side, 1 on the far side. Purdy looks to the sideline, 10 on the play clock. Chuba rubbing his hands together, gets the snap, back to throw. Looking, holding, throws over the middle, passes batted away incomplete. Trying to find Trey Palmer. Howden on the coverage. He was able to swat the ball away. 2nd down and 10.
They're kind of seeing Minnesota's Achilles. The only team that's in the same neighborhood as Nebraska's inability to get after the quarterback in terms of sacks is Minnesota. Purdy with all sorts of time to survey the field in just a 3-receiver route.
2nd and 10 from the Gopher. 37-yard line. 7-0. Nebraska with the lead. Mid-first quarter. Grant stays in there. 2 wideouts each way. 9 on the play clock. Purdy gets the snap. Steps, throws out in the flat. Pass caught. Trey Palmer makes a grab. He makes 1 Gopher miss and then shoved out of bounds. A pickup of about 5. Set up 3rd down and 5.
I can tell you right now, just Nebraska's mindset for this one, they're thinking 2 downs to make 5. Right? Any positive gain here, look for them to get over the ball and potentially snap it again.
I don't think with that wind coming out of the south game and they're in field goal range yet, so I'm with you. I think it's a 2-down territory right here. 3rd down and about 4. They'll put the ball at the 31-yard line. 2 wideouts each way.
Man-to-man for Minnesota, only 6 in the box.
Chuba now motions. Washington, snap back. Backpedaling is Chuba, rolling to the near side, looking. Now he's going to take off and try to run, and he's got the first down. 25-20, slides to a stop at the 19-yard line, and the Huskers are once again in the Mosaic red zone.
5 offensive linemen sprinting to help their quarterback up after that scramble. Take a look at that. I mean, that is, if you think these guys don't believe, you don't do things like that without buying in.
The Boo Birds are the Husker fans think there might have been a late hit there on Chuba as he slid to the ground.
He was definitely head hunting. He just missed.
Huskers in that Mosaic red zone. At Mosaic, their mission is crop nutrition. Learn more, cropnutrition.com. 1st and 10 from the 20. Chuba's going to go under center. Grant the deep back. Wide receivers left and right. Double tight end set. Snap back. Hand off to Grant. Off the left side up the middle of the 15. Dancing his way to the 10. To the 9. A first down. It's 1st and goal. 11-yard gain for Anthony Grant. Newman and Whaley make the Gopher tackle. Anthony Grant having himself a quarter.
Yeah, listen, if you're a fan of good offensive line play, for Minnesota, it's got to look like 3D. I mean, Nebraska is coming at them in waves.
Huskers go quick. Hand off to Grant. He makes one-man miss. Gets to the 6-yard line. Actually, the 7th where they'll put it. It'll be 2nd and goal. So a little tempo right now for Nebraska. But, yes, I'm glad you brought that up. This offensive line, Damon, has been beat up all year long. They're winning the battle here in the first quarter.
And I think Anthony Grant is really helping them out by being decisive. Just one move, getting back up the field. This is by far and away his best game.
2nd and goal at the 7. 2 wideouts left. One to the near side is Washington. Purdy gets the snap. Zone read gives it off to Grant down to the 6 and stopped there. It'll be 3rd and goal again. Newman, man, we've called his name a bunch early in this game. Ball security here because even like you talked about points, 3 here gives you a 2-score lead in this game. You want the touchdown, but 3, you got to take care of the ball here on this 3rd down.
Yeah, a 10-point lead against Minnesota plays different because of that offense. So you're going to take all the points you can get right now.
Pistol set. Brewington lines up on the backfield. Wide receivers left and right. 3rd and goal from the 6. Chuba now looking to the sidelines. Looks to the signalers. Now they'll shift out of the pistol and go shotgun. And Brewington lines up as a wing to the near side. It's a tight formation with the wideouts tight to the line of scrimmage. Back to throw is Purdy. Looks, throws over the middle. Pass is in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Vokalek. Oh, boy, he threaded the needle. I was worried about that throw, but he got it to Vokalek's hands. He couldn't hang on.
Yeah, great job of putting that in a place that only his guy can get it. I would have gone to Brewington, who had the little drag route, who came open late, but Nebraska sets themselves up to get 3, and that's a win if you convert this field goal.
Here's Timmy Blake Road, 5 of 7 on the year. This will be a 24-yard attempt. Ball is right in the middle of the field. Buschini is his holder. Snap down. Kick is up, and the kick is good. And that is a All-State field goal. Protect yourself from mayhem and save money by switching to All-State. And the Huskers have a 2-score lead here against Minnesota on a crisp fall Saturday in Lincoln, Nebraska. Well, the Lincoln Airport is now the official airport of the Huskers with direct flights to Denver, Chicago, and now Houston. Book your tickets on GoFlyLNK.com. We do have a timeout on the field. 4:18 to go in the opening quarter. Nebraska 10, Minnesota nothing. This is Big Red Football.
Every day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed a hungry planet. CVA's Avail T5 uses patented polymer technology to optimize phosphorus performance, making crops healthier and boosting yields while reducing phosphorus loss to the environment. Register to win 160 acres of T5 treatment, valued at over $1,500, when you go online to cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
The Nebraska FFA is growing leaders
and building communities.
Together, we are strengthening agriculture.
The Nebraska FFA Foundation believes in our future leaders and the communities they serve. We believe in the future of agriculture.
Join us in the I Believe in the Future of Ag campaign. Learn more online at neffafoundation.org. This message is brought to you by Chief Industries, trusted, tested, true, and Country Partners Cooperative. Together, we can.
I'm the warmest too. I'm so glad we called SOS before the coldest got here.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford. If your house is the coldest, call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition guaranteed. Don't be like me in the winter. Take it from Dakota.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Today's game sponsored by Currency, an online lending solution that specializes in heavy machinery, farm equipment, trucks, and trailers. Whether you're replacing old machines or expanding your fleet, Currency makes financing simple. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. Well, the Huskers take advantage of the short field. They went 50 yards, 11 plays. Love that. 4:31 off the clock, and then a couple of big third down conversions on that drive as well. And Timmy Bleekrode makes his sixth field goal of the year to give Nebraska a 10-0 lead here in Lincoln. Let's get a Rob Seco sideline update with Jessica.
Well, offensive line coming off the field, lots of confidence, lots of love for them as well. I was watching them during warm-ups. Seemed a little bit more intense today than usual. Just Coach Raiola getting after them and, challenging them today. And so it was very aggressive during warm-ups, and they were getting after it. So maybe that has something to do with it. But, yeah, Turner Corcoran over here firing up his guys. So far, so good for the offensive line.
Well, as malign as they've been all year. And you hit on something off air that is interesting. Is it the Bando effect and his intensity, but guys going out of their way to clean up piles? This is not a day to be standing around watching the paint dry. You could get smoked out there.
Well, they've controlled this line of scrimmage. They're the story of the game so far is what the line has done up front. And you got Anthony Grant already with 80 yards on the ground against one of the best defenses in the country defending the run.
Yeah, if you'd have asked me in fall camp and I looked at this offensive line, I'd have said this should be a downhill, get into your team. They're not pullers. It's not gap scheme. They need to get in your kitchen. And that's the way they're playing right now. 2 tight ends, fullback, downhill.
Frankie has it teed up. Redding is deep for Minnesota. This one again returnable into the wind. Redding makes a grab of the 2. He's to the 10. 15, 20, 25, and then wrapped up right at the 25-yard line, maybe the 26. So a 24-yard return, and that's where the Gophers will have the football. It was Cooper Jewett on the tackle for the Big Red at the 26.
I see Coat back there eyeballing me, asking me why the kitchen reference. We know that's where everybody fights for space.
Sure.
Married folks know that's got to be the biggest room for whatever the reason. Right? It's in your kitchen. It's crowded in there.
You're in there trying to fight for that last oatmeal raisin cookie.
Yeah, or the turkey leg. Or
1st and 10 Gophers at their own 26. It's a 10-0 Husker lead with 4:10 to go in the opening quarter. 2 wide outs to the near side, 1 on the far side. Morgan to the gun. The slot to the near side is the tight end, Span Ford, who's their leading catcher. They fake the handoff. Back to throw is Morgan. Looking to take a shot. Everybody covered, but still firing the ball deep downfield. And it's going to be knocked away. Quentin Newsom with great defense down the field on Michael Brown-Stevens. So a long shot down the field, incomplete. 2nd and 10.
This is early, and I'm going to put this out there. I didn't get the sense in the pregame. You asked about the wide receivers. I don't think they can win one-on-one. There's going to be some 50-50 balls, but Nebraska should be able to run with these guys because they're so they're not proven, and Morgan's not a take-a-shot kind of guy.
2 wideouts go right. Shotgun look. Ibrahim is the back. 2nd and 10 from the Gopher 26. Morgan looks to the sideline. Play clock at 6. Now it's at 3. Did they get that off? Fake the handoff. Morgan to throw. Steps, throws in the flat pass. Caught by Jackson and knocked out of bounds. I don't think they got that off before the clock went to 0. Jackson makes the grab on a first down up to the 37-yard line.
And Morgan got away with one. No business throwing that ball. 2 guys in his general vicinity. They picked each other. He's fortunate to get that one back, and it's going to yield, they're moving the sticks.
Yeah,
that's a first down, right?
Yeah, it was an 11-yard gain. Jackson, a young man from the Kansas City area, with the grab for the Gophers there. Wings on each side, wide receivers left and right. 1st and 10, Minnesota at their own 37. Fortunate on the pass, and fortunate they didn't get a delay of game. Huskers sneaking a safety up. They hand it off to Ibrahim, trying to bounce to the outside. Gets a couple of yards to the 40-yard line. Gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Luke Reimer makes his first tackle of the game.
Boy, it is not for the faint of heart down there. Well, need some parabolic mics or something. There's got to be some pads cracking. Everybody's adjusting their helmets, putting their mouthpieces back in. It is physical in the trenches today.
The inside guys on this snap is Drew and Wynn for Nebraska. 2nd and 7 from the Gopher 40. 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Nebraska 10, Minnesota nothing. Morgan goes shotgun. 2 to the near side, 1 on the far side. Ibrahim the back. Play clock at 6. He's looking to the sideline. Checking off is Tanner. Snap back. Fake the handoff. Step throw. Pass caught by Michael Brown-Stevens for a first down on the 48-yard line. An 8-yard pickup. Marquise Buford makes the tackle.
Yeah, that's all about leverage if you're Nebraska. Pre-snap alignment. Where am I with regards to where my receiver is? If I'm on the outside, he's going inside. That's too much cushion. They'll adjust that.
1st and 10. Minnesota, their 2nd first down of the drive. They have it now out to their own 48-yard line. 2 wide outs to the near side, 1 on the far side. Ibrahim the back. Nebraska with a 2-score lead, 10-0. Morgan gets the snap. Zone read, handoff. Morgan keeps it himself, slips to the outside and gets back near the line of scrimmage. Might have lost about a half a yard. Huskers blew that up at the mesh point, but couldn't make the tackle in the backfield. It is it's a gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Reimer finally brought him down.
Yeah, there's that guy. I see you, Isaac Gifford, getting down to the mesh. You're safe on run blitzes when you meet at the near back. That's exactly what he did. Something good inevitably happens.
2nd and 9 from the 49. A little unfortunate Nebraska was that time to not have a TFL. Morgan in the gun, looks to the sideline. 2 wide outs to the near boundary, 1 on the far side. Ibrahim is the back. Snap back. Zone read. They fake the handoff. Step throws. The pass is that caught? Yep. Michael Brown-Stevens again on a quick slant. Tackled by Buford. A pickup to the Nebraska 44 sets up 3rd down and 2.
I'm just telling you, Tanner Morgan is living on borrowed time. Hey, neither one of these completions on this drive were good balls. He's playing with fire right now.
So here we go. Big 3rd and 2. Trey Potts the back this time. Wide receivers left and right. Football now at the Nebraska 44. Inside the last minute of the opening quarter. Morgan looks to the sideline. Play clock at 5. Huskers jam at the line of scrimmage. They move the tight end in motion. They hand it off to Potts, and he fights his way for a first down on the 41-yard line. Reimer brings him down, but they needed 2. They get 3. Move the sticks. Now we have 42 seconds left in the period.
A little miscommunication pre-snap there for Nebraska. Hausman just a pup. I mean, he's had to cut his teeth early and often. Minnesota running a lot of zone at him with that downhill run game.
1st and 10, Gophers. This drive started at the 26. They've taken it to the Nebraska 41. Potts stays in there as the running back. They have 3 wideouts. We'll call them trips. Go right. Husker fans helping root on the defense. Final play probably of the quarter. They move a man in motion. They turn, zone read, fake the handoff, or they give it off to Potts trying to bounce to the outside. He's going to be brought down to the backfield for a loss. Nice play on the edge. Ernest Hausman fought off the blocker that time. Brings him down for a loss of 2 yards on the final play of the quarter.
Yeah, he'll show me cutting his teeth. How about reading pullers? He beat the pulling guard to the spot That's how you play it, young fella.
Hey, we want to congratulate today's Hy-Vee tailgater of the game. It's the Burkle crew. Congratulations. They win a $250 gift card to Hy-Vee, and they're eligible to be crowned the tailgater of the year at the end of the season. Make sure you show off your tailgate at the next Husker home game for your chance to win. Hy-Vee, proud sponsor of Husker Athletics. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Wow, one quarter in the books. It was a good one. Nebraska with a 10-0 lead on the Gophers. This is Big Red Football.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
Welcome back to the Noddle Company's broadcast booth at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. I'm Matt Coatney. Time now for a Nebraska Lottery scoreboard update. From the Acres Broadcast Center, the Nebraska Lottery has raised over $893 million, which has helped to provide more than 117,000 college scholarships, save wildlife habitats across the state, and fund new facilities at the Nebraska State Fair. The Nebraska Lottery, helping to build a better Nebraska. Midway through the first quarter in Evanston, a surprise. #2 Ohio State losing at Northwestern 7-0. A direct snap to running back Evan Hull resulted in a 16-yard touchdown run for the Wildcats. They're midway through the first quarter in West Lafayette. No score between Iowa and Purdue. Late in the first quarter at Camp Randall, Braylon Allen has a 9-yard touchdown run, and the Badgers lead the Terrapins of Maryland 7-0. Late first quarter in Dallas, it is Texas Tech 7 and #7 TCU 7. 17th ranked North Carolina trails in Charlottesville, Virginia to Virginia 7-3 late first quarter. #19 Tulane with a 10-3 lead at Tulsa late in the first quarter. Behind a Will Levis touchdown pass, Kentucky leads at Missouri and Columbia late in the first quarter 7-3. In College Station, Texas, midway through the first quarter, the Aggies lead Florida 7-3. They are late in the first quarter, and Western Kentucky already has 3 touchdown passes from Austin Reed to lead Charlotte 21-0. Midway through the second quarter in Arlington, Texas, Air Force leads Army 3-0, and just getting started, it's Georgia Tech and Virginia Tech. What a great first quarter for Chubba Purdy and the Huskers. 10-0 Nebraska. Let's send it now back to Greg Sharp and Damon Benning.
Sure was, Matt. 125 yards of offense for Nebraska in the first quarter. Gophers 22. And now they're looking at second and long. Got him off script, Damon, with that nice play by Ernest to end the first quarter.
Yeah, Minnesota yet to get the ground game going. And I think, listen, Coach Soraka, this bunch, they understand playing to their strengths. They've looked at these completions from Tanner Morgan, and they know it's been a dice roll. They want to run the football, but when you're off schedule, it makes it tough.
And now down 10-0. Your mindset changes a little bit, going, okay, now we got to open the playbook up a little bit and do some things we may not want to try to do. 2nd and 12. Gophers with the ball at the Nebraska 43 as we begin the second quarter, and now Minnesota will be going into this southwest breeze here in the second period.
Interesting lineup here from Nebraska with Ty Robinson, Tanner O'Shawn Mathis, and Garrett Nelson.
2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the near boundary. Morgan in the shotgun. Ibrahim is the back. Morgan looking to the sideline with a play clock at 7. Now they shift out of it. He's checking off. Play clock at 3, 2. Gets the snap. Zone read, handoff to Mo. He's hit and dropped, another loss. Back to the 44, another TFL. A loss of a yard. Garrett Nelson flying in there to bring 24 down.
Yeah, Nebraska beating size with speed. 3 basic edge guys. Caleb Tanner in a 2-point looking like a Mike. Boy, that is a nice wrinkle. The only real down lineman is Ty Robinson.
And a baby Bill Bush way to change it up a little bit on Minnesota here. 3rd and 13 now from the 44.
Here they come with it. This is interesting.
2 wideouts each way for Minnesota. Morgan, the veteran quarterback, looking to the sideline. 3 in the play clock. Claps his hands, gets the snap, back to throw. Has antsy feet, throws over the middle, pass is dropped. Span Ford dropped the ball at the 32-yard line. It's 4th down.
Well, that's going to leave a mark. That is Mr. Reliable. That's a 1st down. And when you want to upset teams at home like this, you need a few breaks. Advantage in you.
Here comes the Ozzie Crawford. Had a 45-yard kick earlier. Oliver Martin deep for Nebraska. So the defense gets another stop.
He was real shaky in pregame. I'll be curious to see how this plays out.
And into the wind. Weeks the snapper. High end over end kick. Martin waits for the fair catch. Comes up, makes it at the 12-yard line. So the Huskers will be deep in their own end for this one. Nothing goes better with Husker Sports in Fairbury. Fairbury premium quality hot dogs deliver the home game experience to your family and friends. Fairbury, the official hot dog of Husker Nation. 32-yard punt, no return. Huskers will have it at their own 13-yard line. We have a timeout on the field. 14:01 left first half. How about this? Nebraska 10, Minnesota nothing here on the Huskers Radio Network.
They say if you listen hard enough, you can hear the corn grow. It's true. When you're out in the field, you understand its challenges and what it needs to thrive. Channel Seedsmen bring insights from the field to our team of Bayer plant breeders. Their knowledge inspires our product development. From your best ground to your most challenging conditions, our products are designed to perform in your fields. Visit channellistens.com to see our latest innovations. Always read and follow IRM where applicable, grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Look, honey, it's a falling star. Let's make a holiday wish.
No, that's a satellite.
Oh, there's another.
No, airplane.
So what are we supposed to wish on?
Let's enter non-winning Nebraska Lottery Holiday Wishes 2X, 10X, or 20X scratch tickets for a chance to win $1, $5, or $10,000. It's the Holiday Wishes second chance promotion.
Now the one over there has to be a falling star.
Yeah, sorry, bottle rocket fired off by the college kid next door.
Promotion ends January 4th, 2023. Top prize odds vary by game.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Nebraska Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Bridges Trust, serving families, foundations, and institutions to help grow and preserve wealth for over 75 years. Minnesota came into this game 16th in the country in rush defense, only giving up 106 yards on the ground per game. Huskers have 106 yards of rushing right now.
Yeah, and an even more impressive stat, combined between Mo and Trey, Minnesota starting running backs, 6 carries, just 7 yards.
Offensive line, and these guys have been, it's been a beat-up group. We're down 4 offensive linemen. You go back to Nuri testing positive for a substance in the summer. Year was lost. Teddy Prohaska out. Then you had Bando out for a while. He's back today. Williams is not playing right now. That's a beat-up group.
It is, and they've somehow, at least through the first quarter and some change, have been more than good.
And Purdy has been more than good, right?
He's been decisive, right? So I think he feels good about himself, and it allows you to make better decisions. Just like when your feet hit the floor in the morning. You feel good about yourself, you typically make better decisions.
Double tight end set again. Wide receivers left and right. The lone back, Anthony Grant. Chuba's going to start under center on this drive. Huskers deep in their own end of the 13, leading 10-0 a minute into the second quarter. Turn, Chuba, handoff, Grant, right side. Trying to get blockers, gets to the edge, to the 15, and then gets up to around the 19-yard line. A gain of about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Sori Marin, the linebacker, who's their leading tackler. The COVID year, Damon, we played here on a snowy day in December. That kid, he was a sophomore. Then he had 19 tackles that day. That's the first one today.
Again, 12 personnel getting downhill, just running counter.
2nd and 4. Pistol set again. Man in motion to the near side is Tommy Hill. Back to throw is Chuba. Backpedaling, rolling out, flips it out in the flat. Burrington makes a catch. 15, 20. Up the field, has a first down, bumped out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Nice job by Chuba. It wasn't there. He took the check down man, picks up the first down, new set of downs.
That's pretty good command of the offense, knowing where your outlet is. That was a tough angle. Knew where he was. Big gainer. Move the sticks.
That was a gain of 5. Omar Manny now on the field for the Huskers. First time we've seen 5 out there for a couple of weeks. Chuba moving Grant over to the other side of him. 1st and 10 on the 24-yard line. Purdy and Grant still having a conversation. Now Chuba eyes the field, gets the snap, back to throw. Steps, throws, pass caught in the flat by Trey Plummer. Makes that man miss. 30 up the field and near a first down on the 34-yard line, brought down by Howden. Man, that was just Trey making a guy miss and moving forward to pick up 10 yards.
Yeah, usually two-step is a cooking term, but how about that? Now you see me, now you don't. Blinky Smurf getting out of that one. That was nifty.
Ball at the 34. 2 to the near side and 1 on the far side is Palmer. Grant and Purdy continuing conversation in the backfield there. A lot of chatter between the quarterback and the back.
Breakfast. What'd you have for breakfast?
Turn, fake the handoff. Chuba looking to roll, now being flushed out of the pocket, and now he's going to get sacked at the 31-yard line. Could not get away from the heat of the Gophers that time as Corey Lindenberg gets the sack, a loss of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
Yeah, a little too much improv, which will yield the first havoc play for Minnesota's defense. Nebraska has found a way to stay on schedule. And quietly, G-Sharp, how about this one? I don't think they can keep this up, but you're converting 3rd downs at 80%. Let's hope it doesn't get to this one.
2nd and 12 here, ball at the 32. Tight formation, 2 to the near side, 1 on the far side with a wing on the far side. Palmer now motions. They turn, a little trap handoff to Grant. It's hog-tied after no gain. Back to the original line of scrimmage. So that play, Minnesota is adjusting. They have seen that a couple of times. Lindenberg closed the gate.
Yeah, I think now a little more discipline with this front. Anytime now that they see pullers, they're getting flat down the line of scrimmage as opposed to trying to get upfield.
There you go, the 3rd down and long. Huskers, as Damon just mentioned, 4 of 5 on 3rd downs on that opening quarter. 11-11 left in the first half. Nebraska 10, Minnesota nothing.
See, I like this formation, a little 2x2. Man free for Minnesota. It will declare quickly for Nebraska.
Purdy gets the shotgun snap. Back to throw. Being rushed, flushed, rolling right, looking downfield, and this throws it away. Huskers had an offensive lineman way downfield as well. Corcoran was racing down the field, looking for a screen. It wasn't there. Huskers throw it in the dirt. They'll have to punt the ball away.
Yeah, really heads up play, too, by Chuba Purdy by an incompletion into the ground, right? Don't do too much because that would, obviously it's going to garner a penalty. Pretty savvy move right there from the young QB.
So here's Brian Buschini to punt for the first time today, averaging 43 yards a kick. Redding is the deep man for Minnesota. He's going to have to look back up into the sun. He's shading his eyes right now. That sun can be wicked this time of year from looking down toward the south. Buschini gets the snap.
He's standing on the 20.
Hammers the ball up in the air. Good high kick. Redding back, makes a catch at the 15. Gets up to the 20 and gets rocked down at the 22-yard line. My goodness, who was that missile? It was Garrett Nelson. Came flying in there to knock him down.
And letting him know about it, too.
So the Gophers will have it at the 22.
Well, he hammered that one. 53-yarder.
And about a 7-yard return, but you'll take the net on that, and Nelson with a big polish to finish it off.
Yeah, if you're playing at home, that'd lead the country.
The Lincoln Airport, now the official airport of the Huskers. They have direct flights to Denver, Chicago, and now Houston. Book your tickets at GoFlyLNK.com. 10:43 left first half. Nebraska 10, Minnesota nothing. This is Big Red Football.
It's a weekend blitz with Elite Sportsbook. Place 4 bets of $50 or more on football, one each day from Thursday through Sunday, and get a $15 free bet. It can't get any easier than that. And don't forget, new signups can take advantage of their first bet being risk-free up to $500. Check out our updated app with integrated funding and increased functionality, and play your game with Elite Sportsbook. Valid only in Iowa. Must be 21. Gambling a problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
It's game day, and there's no room for weakness. You have a tailgate to execute. You can't afford to be tired, run down, or hungover. You need VAP to be an MVP. Vascular Access Plus Infusion Center has IV hydration that keeps you in the game, like the Energy Infusion or the Hangover Infusion. Vascular Access Plus helps you optimize your athletic performance too, as Vascular Access Plus adds Pure Life Medical. Be the MVP with VAP. Vascular Access Plus. Visit VAPIVhydration.com.
I had a choice to see my stroke as a roadblock or as a challenge. QLI helped me do so much more than just recover. They helped me find purpose and get back to life. It hasn't always been easy, but my team was relentless. QLI helped me find strength I never knew I had. I can't wait to see what's next.
For more information, visit teamqli.com.
Husker Radio, AM 590.
Today's attendance, 86,284 fans, and they arrived alive today. Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office, reminding all drivers, buckle up, phone down, just drive. Huskers punt, good punt by Buschini. Minnesota starts at their own 22-yard line.
Yeah, Nebraska would obviously, you always want a 3-and-out, but what would that mean for offensive field position potentially, especially with what I think, at least in warm-ups, was a very shaky punter. A lot at stake here in this drive. You want to keep momentum.
Beautiful day in Lincoln. Crisp fall Saturday. Huskers will be on the road next week at the Big House, taking on the Wolverines. We do not have a kick time. Probably get that later tonight on when that game will be. And then back here in 2 weeks for the home finale. The Badgers will be here in 2 weeks. Bryce Williams going to start this drive in the backfield. I'm still not sure Mo is 100%.
I'm with you. I'm all the way with you there. Potts wasn't really getting it done either. They've got a nice stable. This is where depth matters.
I see Mo kind of down here way behind where the offense would be. It's like he's not really even in position to be put in the game. I'm sure he will be at some point, but all right, here we go. 1st and 10, 22. Morgan in the gun. Bryce Williams off to his left. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. They motion a man. They give it off to him in a jet package. And then around the left side and brought down for a loss at the 19-yard line is Kristen Hoskins. So they tried to flip it to Hoskins on a jet package. Huskers read it. It's a 3-yard loss. 2nd and 13.
I'm going to tell you how good that play was by Isaac Gifford. He didn't make the tackle, but he made the play. Setting the edge. Gave himself up to allow the alley runner to fit inside. Beautiful, unselfish football from 2-3.
He's playing much better, and I'm sure, he's still a young football player. 2nd and 13, Ibrahim is back in there. That's Nebraska's 4th tackle for a loss so far in this game. 2nd and 13 for the 19. Morgan looks over the Husker defensive front, gets the snap. Gives it off to Ibrahim. The ball pops out. It's loose, but Minnesota jumps on it. They'll lose 3 more yards, though, back to the 16. Now you're looking at 3rd down and 16.
A lot of love for Donnie Raiola right now with the early offensive line play, but the unsung MVP up to this point is Bill Bush. These fronts are creative, to say the least. I know Minnesota likes to take their time, but they're confused. Don't kid yourself. There is a lot of discussion pre-snap. I mean, look at this here. Again, just one real down lineman. Kalarvik kind of in that radar position, and Caleb Tanner acting like a will.
2 wideouts each way, 3rd and 16 from the 16. Morgan gets the shotgun snap. Being flushed, gets hit, goes down, another sack, back at the 8-yard line. Mathis and Tanner will both get a half sack. It's another 3-and-out for the Husker defense.
Listen, it's the MVP right now early. This game plan from Bill, it's confusing me, and I can still tie shoes, so I know a little something, right? Like, this is good stuff if you like football. I mean, this is creative. They're fitting well. A lot of pre-snap movement.
That drive is a negative 13 of yardage for Minnesota. At this point in the game, we're halfway through the second quarter. Minnesota has 8 yards of offense. 8. Crawford to punt out of the end zone. Palmer back deep. Flag comes out to lay a game on Minnesota.
Right, listen, this is This is good. I'm impressed. It's not just the ability to rally the troops, right? I get what today means in terms of significance, but Nebraska is inspired. They're creative. They're flying around. They're helping one another up off the ground. Just the psyche eval alone is worth some points.
Minnesota called a timeout to avoid the penalty. So they burn a timeout, so no penalty on the play. 8:25 left to go in the quarter. Let's check out our Big Ten scoreboard presented by GoCurrency.com. There's some games that are going on in the Big Ten in the early window as we check out around the league. Second quarter, folks, in Evanston. It's Northwestern 7, Ohio State nothing. They're 2.5 minutes into the second quarter, and the Cats have a lead. I don't know what's going on. Iowa leads Purdue 7-0 in their game, and the Hawkeyes are on the march trying to get a road win. Is Kirk Ferentz and the Hawkeyes today in that game. It's Wisconsin 13-0 on Maryland, pending an extra point. Second quarter at Camp Randall, 2:30 window. Penn State at Indiana, Michigan State at Illinois tonight on BTN at 6:30. Michigan will be at Rutgers. Our game today is sponsored by Currency, an online lending solution that specializes in heavy machinery, farm equipment, trucks, and trailers. Whether you're replacing old machines or expanding your fleet, Currency makes financing simple. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. I'm with you. 2 stars in this game, the Husker offensive line and Bill Bush's defensive concepts today. It bears repeating. We are halfway through the second quarter, and Minnesota has 8 yards of offense.
Yeah, just the pre-snap movement from Nebraska's defensive front is impressive, because it's one thing to trust and to give creativity to move pre-snap. It's another to know where you need to be. Nebraska hitting on all cylinders there.
So the Huskers will get the ball back and should get really good field position after this punt. Crawford's going to have to punt out of his own end zone. And you've got Trey Palmer deep. Well, I'd love to see Trey averaging 9 yards return. Get some room to run a little bit with the punt return.
Yeah, how about this? I think Nebraska meeting extra long for special teams. They may come after it, but he was so shaky in pregame punting, you may give yourself a shot at a return.
Do you block? We've had 3. Huskers have blocked 3 punts this year. I don't know. I'm not sure the risk is worth the reward on this deep in the end.
Yeah, I think only Coatney likes freshly squeezed orange juice. It's not worth the squeeze, is it, Coat? You a pulp guy or no pulp?
I'm a no pulp guy. Sorry, I know that's the vibe. Jessica probably is a
bunch of fuddy-duddies.
Let's bring her into this discussion. Are you pulp or no pulp?
No pulp. Pulp is worse than raisins.
Well, hot take. This is coming from somebody that barely eats meat. I can't trust you.
Yeah. Man, this has been fun, Damon. This first quarter and a half, you couldn't have scripted this thing any better.
That's been fantastic.
All right, Crawford drifting into the end zone to punt it away for the Gophs.
Sitting at the 50. Minnesota's got to be careful here.
You could really punch a hole in this game right here if you're the Huskers.
Here they are with pre-snap movement again.
Let's get a quick Rob Seco sideline update with Jessica. Any movement from Logan Smothers in this first half?
Well, he seemed to be warming up a little bit, getting loose, and maybe that's either just him trying to stay loose just in case he's needed, or they might throw in a wrinkle right here. Who knows?
All right, we'll keep an eye on that. Crawford awaiting the snap. And long hold. Now they finally get it back to him. A low kick. Palmer comes up, waves for the fair catch, makes it at the Minnesota 48-yard line. So the Huskers will start a drive in plus territory after the 39-yard punt into the wind. Not bad at all. Minnesota will take that.
Yeah, he just had been shaky, and I think they just played it safe. You're going to get good field position anyway. No sense in rolling the proverbial dice.
1st and 10, Nebraska at the Gopher 48. This is the second time in the game Nebraska's had really good field position to start drives. Leading 10-0 to the Huskers mid-second quarter. Jubba Purdy throwing the football early, 5 of 9.
Any points here, and it changes the way Minnesota really wants to play the rest of this half.
Wide receivers left and right. The back is Grant. Anthony approaching 100 yards rushing here in the first half. And movement early. Huskers moved early. So That might be on Hickson.
Yeah, consecutive series where they get a negative play. We had a 2nd and 12 last series. We have a 1st and 15 this series. They didn't overcome it a series ago. We'll see what happens 1st and 15. You're thinking 3 to make 15 here, 5 per. Is that right, Benny Mac? 5 per, 3 divided by 15?
First penalty of the game, by the way, right there.
Yeah, they've decreased that dramatically.
Now Huskers will change formations. 2 wideouts go right. Vokalek being one of them. 2 to the near side. Purdy in the gun. Grant to his right. 1st and 15 from the Nebraska 47. Ramir Johnson actually to back. The delayed handoff to Ramir. He gets hit and dropped after a gain of a yard. Corey Lindenberg brings him down. It'll be 2nd and 14.
That's a great play by Lindenberg. He doesn't make that when Ramir's still running. Purdy in the gun sounds like a band. Is that a
could be
garage band? Leave it to Coat with the garage band.
Tight formation this time. Wideouts near the line of scrimmage. Purdy goes gun. 7:50 to go in the opening half. 10-0 NU. Snap back. Chuba. Backpedaling, being rushed. Now runs through the rush. Bouncing to the outside and goes down. He'll lose about 4 yards. A lot of dancing. He couldn't quite find an avenue to jet down, and so finally got surrounded and dropped. And now you got 3rd and long.
Yeah, so far, kind of what I'm gleaning from Purdy is he's a guy that's got to stay on script. He has the ability to improvise, but he's got to get the ball out of his hands on time to be productive.
Huskers will go with 2 eligible each way on 3rd down and now 17. About to go under 7 minutes left in the half. It's going to empty set now as Ramir sprints out. They throw it to Ramir in the flat. Makes a catch. 45 to midfield. Cracks his way to the 48 of Minnesota. It'll make it 4th down and 11. Sori Marin makes a tackle for Minnesota. And there's an injured Gopher down. And boy, the Huskers coaches are waving the Gopher to tell the Gopher trainers, get over here. Looks like a shoulder injury to a Gopher. Nebraska's going to have to punt after a really good field position.
Yeah, small in stature, but how about Ramir almost splitting that, coming out of the back end? Boy, that was a heavy run after the catch from Ramir Johnson, and Minnesota paid the price.
Danny Stringo, who is the injured Gopher that is being attended to. Timeout on the field. Hey, at Noddle Companies, our roots run deep through Husker Nation, continuing to develop great places throughout our community. Noddle Companies are looking forward to another year of excellence and cheering on Husker football. 6:48 left first half. Nebraska 10, Minnesota nothing. This is Big Red Football.
Woohoo! Business Technology 1, network downtime 0. Being a game-winning IT network takes hard work and an experienced technology coach. That's why our game plan includes Marco. Marco helps our entire business infrastructure perform better and score big day in and day out. With Marco's veteran experience guiding our team, every season is a winning season. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
For 46 years, our focus has been our customers at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont. Come see for yourself how easy buying your new car, truck, or SUV at Sid Dillon can be. Stop by our dealership in Fremont to order your new vehicle and shop in-stock and inbound inventory. And if you need a commercial vehicle, we're your GMC Business Elite dealer. Shop at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
GMC, we are professional grade.
Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification on the Huskers Radio Network.
This is where you come for Husker sports. KXSB Omaha and KSRZ HD2 Omaha. Broadcasting the Big Red to Nebraska, Iowa, and beyond. AM 590 ESPN Omaha. And now on the free AM 590 app for your phone.
Greg Scheib, Damon Benning, Jessica Cootie, Ben McLaughlin, Matt Cootie back with you inside of our Noddle Companies broadcast booth. Andrew Downing in our Acres Broadcast Center. Nebraska with a 10-0 lead on Minnesota. The Huskers, though, just squandered a great opportunity taking over the football at the 48 of the Gophers. They're going to have to punt now with 4th and 11 at the 49-yard line. Tough set of downs right there, but a chance to pin them in deep here if you get a good punt.
Yeah, emotionally you got to think, okay, we left the little out there on the field in terms of field position. But you got to play. It's almost like sudden change for a defense. You want to force a 3 and out and give them another crack at it.
Buschini had a good punt the last time, and he does not want to punt this one into the end zone. You don't want a short net. You want to put this somewhere inside the 20-yard line. Huskers defense has just been terrific. They've outgained Minnesota so far in this game 148-8. Anthony Grant up to 86 yards on the ground with 12 carries, averaging 7.2 yards a rush is Anthony Grant early in this game.
Yeah, I'd like to see
How about
Nebraska.
that guy down there in the field?
Yeah, still good size.
Amon
Maybe he
Green
could play.
being introduced to the crowd here. He brought some of that good Green Bay weather with him here to the game today.
He must be on that antioxidant. That's prune juice, right? He looks the exact same.
He's really into esports.
Is that what it is? He's a total gamer.
Oh, my gosh, he's a total, yes.
Listen, his chairs cost more than my house. I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there.
All right, so Buschini to punt it away. Redding is deep for Minnesota. Again, looking back up into the sun. See if Buschini can pin him in. We'll be getting the snap from Brady Weiss. Good snap. Trying to angle to the far side. Oh, boy, this one's hanging up. It's going to bounce inside the 5. Actually lands in the end zone for a touchback. So 49-yard punt, but only a 29-yard net because of the ball going into the end zone. So Gophers will bring it out to the 20. 10-0 Nebraska with the lead. Getting late first half now here in Lincoln.
See what Nebraska does with a defensive line. Looks like a little more traditional here where I see Wynn and Drew.
Huskers have accumulated 5 tackle for losses already in this game. They have held Mo Ibrahim, who has a string of 16 straight 100-yard rushing games, to
jeopardy.
6 yards, 4 carries.
Speaking of music, that's like Courtney's love life. His love's in jeopardy.
2 wide to the near side, 1 on the far side. Morgan goes shotgun. Ibrahim the back, off to his right. Schmitz the center, snaps it back. Zone read handoff to Ibrahim off the left side, a couple of yards, about 3, maybe 4. Brought down by Drew and Gifford. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, a little early sighting of Gunnarsson and Jamari Butler. Nebraska testing their depth to stay fresh here. They know it's going to be 4 quarters.
And such a string of games, Damon, with physical teams. Illinois last week, Minnesota today, Michigan next week, Wisconsin, Iowa. It's going to be a bloodbath to the end of the season. 2nd and 6 on the 24. Tight formation to the near side. 1 wide out, split left. Morgan's got Ibrahim in the backfield with him. Inside of 6 minutes left in the opening half, a 10-0 Nebraska lead. Turn. They give it off again to Mo. He cracks his way for a couple to the 28. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Buford and Newsom there to make the tackle.
Yeah, the subtle games within the games. Nebraska sometimes lining up in a 3 technique, which would be the outside shoulder of the guard. Sometimes they're in a 4, which is head up on the tackle. There is a lot of late line movement, which is kind of how you have to play maulers like Minnesota. You can't just line up and play it. You got to give them different looks.
Huskers bring in their heavy package and then our defensive tackle on this 3rd and 2 from the 28. Shotgun look for Tanner Morgan. Ibrahim's the back. Wide receivers left and right. They now motion a man to the near side. Turn to give it off to Ibrahim. He's got a 1st down as he cracks his way to the 32-yard line. A gain of 4. Buford wrestled him down.
Well, Mo is not short on toughness. Goodness.
So he got all 3 carries, gained 12 yards on those 3 carries.
And took a shot.
New set of downs for the Gophers. Inside of 5 left in the opening half. 2 wide outs to the near side, 1 on the far side. Tanner Morgan, 4 of 6, throwing the football for 23 yards. 2 gets the clap, the snap. Back to throw in a play action, taking a shot downfield. There's a man out there. It's Brown Stevens. It's tipped away, incomplete. Buford got his hand in there to flick it up in the air, and it's an incompleted pass. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Wow, we're staying with the music theme. Don't give up. That was an incredible effort from Buford, who was beat on play action. Eyes in the backfield, and now we got a little laundry.
Flag on the far sideline. It may be holding on Minnesota. They're looking to Nebraska's
like
bench.
A formation or an infraction. You know, it's outside the numbers.
Ineligible.
Yeah, that's how you get that kind of stuff.
Garrett Nelson doing his work, picking the flag up, handing it to the official.
Ineligible downfield on the forward pass. Offense number 60. 5-yard penalty.
Says Garrett
Repeat
Nelson
first
more
down.
like, excuse me, sir, here's your flag. Wow.
So that'll cost the Gophers 5 yards. They are one of the least penalized teams in the league. That's their first of the day. It's a 5-yarder, now 1st and 15.
Nebraska nice, Greg. Nebraska nice.
Yep. Garrett's the epitome of that. 2 wideouts each way. Tanner Morgan goes shotgun. 1st and 15 from the 27. Morgan looks to the sideline. Play clock, as it usually is, inside of 10. Now he gets the snap. Straight back to throw. Looking to take a shot down the field. It's over the back down the flat. Pass caught. And picking up about 9 yards is Brown Stevens. Knocked out of bounds at the 39. It'll set up 2nd down and 3. Luke Reimer wrestled him out of bounds.
It's a good matchup for Minnesota. Getting matched up on Caleb Tanner right there. Hard to handle those guys in the slot, out of your base package.
The 12-yard pickup for the Gophers, so now 2nd and 3 from their own 39. Bryce Williams now the back. 2 wideouts to the near side, 1 on the far side. 4 minutes left in the first half. Nebraska 10, Minnesota nothing. Gifford sneaking up on the edge. His zone read, give it off to Bryce Williams. He gets a couple of yards to the 41. It'll be 3rd down and 1. O'Shawn Mathis there to make the Husker tackle.
But for a guy that's got those lean legs, Mathis has been better against the run than I would have imagined his body type would let him. He's pretty active.
So 3rd and 1. Gophers today on 3rd downs to a 5. Now Moe's back in there. Ibrahim back in there on this 3rd and short. This first half getting away from us time-wise. 3:20 left in the half. 3rd and 1 from the 41 of the Gophers. Morgan in the shotgun. Ibrahim the back to his right. Snap back. They give it off to Moe at the hit at the line of scrimmage and shove back. Didn't get it. He might have even lost a half a yard. Caleb Tanner stood him up and brings him down. Minnesota's going to be forced to punt.
And they're not winning at the point of attack. Like wherever the initial hole is supposed to be, Nebraska has been good at contact. And now it looks like a decision here. Nah, no decision.
There's the punt unit coming on for Minnesota. 2:46. If you're Mickey Joseph, maybe you kind of think maybe about a timeout here now that they've sent the punt team out there, but you also don't want them maybe to rethink it. You're up 10-0 at home. This will be down around 2:20 when they punt this thing away. Crawford and deep for Nebraska is Oliver Martin. And now a timeout taken by, I think, Minnesota. They didn't want to get the delay of game, so they burned their 2nd timeout of the half.
Play clock expired. Timeout, Minnesota, their 2nd of the half.
Well, that'll drive you crazy. Both timeouts wasted trying to decide on what to do with your punt team.
Don't go anywhere at halftime. We will talk to Nebraska President Ted Carter. And this day means a lot to him, the former Navy commander. Will join us, talk about what today means to him and some of the ways that the university helps out in the defense of our country. So a fun one to hear here at half. All right, you know so much about football, way more than I do. You have to explain how in Evanston, Illinois right now with 6 minutes going to half that it's 7-0 Northwestern.
That's it's like trying to solve pi. This doesn't make a ton of sense.
All right, Crawford to punt, gets the snap. A low driver. Oliver Martin quickly waved for the fair catch at the 20-yard line. Man, that was probably returnable, Damon, right there.
I agree.
So, the Huskers will have it. They have all 3 timeouts left, 2:18 to go. It's a 44-yard punt, no return. That one, man, Oliver could have got at least 5-6 yards moved up the field.
Yeah, this one's all about what happens on first down. This will let you know how Nebraska will attack this drive. What happens here on first down?
Last 2 drives for the Huskers, only 18 yards of offense after racking up over 100 their first couple of drives.
I do like this formation. 2 backs in the backfield out of the pistol look. Gives you a run option.
2 wideouts to the near side. Snap back. Delay handoff to Grant. Picked his way, but gets rocked down after they'll lose a yard. They'll put it at the 19-yard line. Sori Marin makes a tackle. Minnesota's adjusted a little bit to some of these plays that Nebraska's run in the first half.
Yeah, especially to the strong side or to Nebraska's strength. Nebraska's got to think, and maybe at the half, more weak side run game, away from tendency.
So 2nd and 11. A minute 50 to go in the first half. Nebraska with a 10-0 lead on Minnesota. Jubba Purdy, shotgun look. Palmer in motion. They turn, and then our handoff to Grant. Anthony stumbles his way across the 20 up to the 23, a gain of 4. Now you have 3rd and 7, and P.J. Fleck. Now this is where it really hurts P.J. with those timeouts on those punts. He only has 1 to play with.
Right, because he would be burning them right now. But how about Grant almost coming out of the back end of that one?
Turf Monster got him a little bit there. It looked like on a trip. So now you have 3rd and 7 from the 23. A minute 20 to go in the half. Nebraska by 10-0.
Completion here, and they go tempo.
In motion goes Chancellor Brewington. And timeout taken, I think, by Mickey Joseph. Yep, Huskers will call one with a minute 7 to go in the half. 10-0 NU.
Inclined to agree there. I think if Nebraska gets a first down, Minnesota can't stop the clock except for one. So if you go hurry up, you're not hurt. Because if you do the math, you can always burn 50 seconds in a game with a minute 7 on the clock. It's not going to hurt you. Why not?
Exactly. I'm just so impressed with, 1, the Husker offensive line today, and 2, what Bill Bush has dialed up defensively. And I do think, Damon, you and Ben talked about it in Husker Game Day. You and I talked about it in pregame. Seeing Illinois last week to Minnesota today has to be helpful. You're seeing a lot of the same stuff.
Build their confidence. How they need to play in the run game. It's allowed them to kind of improve on some wrinkles, which we've seen. And Nebraska more willing to play some man-to-man without near the motion and shifting that Illinois does pre-snap. I mean, that is a Bielema staple as pre-snap shifts.
So 3rd and 7. Chubba Purdy goes shotgun. Now it's an empty set. Grant splints to the right. Back to throw is Chubba. Steps, throws, pass incomplete. Well, he kind of threw that into some traffic. The ball sailed out of incomplete, so now it stops the clock. On that incompletion, it's 4th down. Nebraska will be forced to punt with a minute 2 to go in the half. And there's a Gophers slow to get up.
Yeah, that was friendly fire.
And it's Sori Marin. Oh, man, they're most talented defender.
Can ill afford to lose double nickel. He was hit by his own DB. Soren Marin was playing hook to curl, trying to get underneath that pass. DB trying to break on the ball, and hence the collision.
Okay, so Minnesota's going to have it. Once they get the punt, they're going to have a little over 50 seconds left. 1 timeout. And remember, they get the football to start the 3rd quarter.
So it's the latter that would lead me to believe that they'll run this thing out. They're going to get the ball at the half anyway. You're kind of out of the constraints of your offense with only 1 timeout. Now, all bets are off if there's a good return or a shake punt, but any sort of a 40-yard net, I could see them running the clock out. You maybe take a shot on first down, but they better be careful because Morgan hasn't exactly been crisp to start this game in the first half.
Huskers scored on their opening drive of the game, a terrific drive. Chubba Purdy around the left end from 2 yards out to take a 7-0 lead. They got a stop, got good field position, drove it down to the field goal range, and got a 3-pointer off the toe of Timmy Bleeckrow to go up 10-0, and we've been stuck on that since, with a minute 2 to go in the half. And now Buschini for his 3rd punt of the half. Redding deep for Minnesota. Buschini's had a couple of good punts. All 3 have come with the wind at his back, as will this one. And he hammers a good, high, booming kick. Redding drifting back, and then waits for the fair catch at the 21-yard line. Gets bumped by a Husker, but I don't think that's going to warrant a flag. It will not.
Very late signal.
Alante Brown was in on their 57-yard punt, DB, no return.
Yeah, you'll take all that net, won't you? 57 of them.
And now, 52 seconds left, only 1 timeout. Kind of with you going into the wind. Probably see PJ just kneeling this thing out.
Maybe some sort of RPO screen on first down to see what happens, but with only 1 timeout in a shaky kicking game, I don't know.
They'll go trips left, 1 to the near side. Bryce Williams, in the backfield. 52 clicks left in the half.
We have to be careful here for inside zone. Nebraska, a little vulnerable here.
Morgan looking to the sideline. Claps the hands, back to throw. Has plenty of time, throws it out in the flat. It's behind the intended receiver. He makes the grab. It was Jackson. He falls down to the 24-yard line. That's going to run a lot of clock. Ernest Hausman knocked him down, only a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, it just hasn't been, no pun intended, he just hadn't been very sharp.
30 seconds left. 2nd and 7. 3 eligible to the near side. Back to throw is Morgan. Stepping up, gets hit, dropped. Oh, he got drilled at the 18-yard line. Ty Robinson's 2nd sack of the year. I think he took his shoes off with that hit.
Yeah, risk reward. I don't understand it. You put your quarterback in harm's way, and that was a shot.
Vicious. And that's going to end it.
From Nina.
No snap there.
Wowzers.
That will end the half. What a good half of football by the Huskers. And a terrific job. Bill Bush's defense, Damon, pitches a shutout.
Yeah, they're going to have to help more. Oh, how about this? Morgan a little woozy. Get that young fella some help.
Gophers in the first half, 31 yards of offense.
That's impressive. Well done. Early game ball to be squared.
Gophers have lost 32 straight games when trailing by 10 or more points. Let's hope that holds up today. Huskers with a 10-0 lead at the half. More halftime coming up.
This is the University of Nebraska President's Halftime Show. The University of Nebraska, committed to education, research, and innovation that helps create a better future.
Bank of the West is offering the first checking account designed for climate action. It gives back 1% of the account's net revenue to the planet at no cost to you. Shows you the estimated carbon impact of debit card purchases. And there's no minimum balance required. Learn more at bankofthewest.com/1%. Additional conditions apply. Member FDIC.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
To win the game, you got to have more strength. You got to be tougher. You got to be reliable. You got to want it more than the other guy. And you need a great team you can count on, backing you up the whole time. Whether it's in the field with your Massey Ferguson or on the field with the Huskers, red is the color of getting it done quicker, smarter, and efficiently. So this season, make sure you're checking out the lineup that'll get more done where and when it counts. From your Nebraska Massey Ferguson dealers.
You're listening to Big Red Football.
The Nebraska FFA is growing leaders
and building communities.
Together, we are strengthening agriculture.
The Nebraska FFA Foundation believes in our future leaders and the communities they serve. We believe in the future of agriculture.
Join us in the I Believe in the Future of Ag campaign. Learn more online at nefffoundation.org. Brought to you by CPI, Cooperative Producers Adding Value, Sharing Success, and Bayer, Science for a Better Life.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
When you're a fan, you wear your team's jersey on your back and your heart on your sleeve. After a win, your world glistens. Lose, and the hurt permeates your soul. You'll always have a place with us in the Cox Fan Zone, where everyone can play and connect with other fans in a big group hug. See, in the Fan Zone, you're not some crazy fan. You're home.
Hey, Husker fans, this is Greg Sharp, voice of the Huskers. Say Fan Zone into your Contour voice remote to play. Not at home? Visit cox.com/fanzone. Go Huskers.
And it's going to be just like the old days, but even better, because now it's old school meets new school. Whoa, did you just dip your pizza in Dorothy Lynch?
Yeah, man, it's amazing. Here, I got extra. Try it with your hot dog.
Oh, wow. Hey, we need another hot dog over here. So as I was saying, it's a whole new game now.
Here we go again.
Rooted in our tradition as a team.
Shake up tradition with the one-of-a-kind flavor that goes with anything, game day or any day. Dorothy Lynch, endless flavorabilities.
Let Shelter Insurance get you in the game this football season. The Nebraska Huskers are gearing up for another big year, and this is your chance to win tickets from Shelter Insurance and the Husker Radio Network. Contact a Nebraska Shelter agent, and they'll register you for a chance to win tickets to one of 4 home football games this season. Only Shelter agents can register you, so call, email, or drop by for your chance to win. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com/Huskers and ask them to register you to win.
At Sid Dillon Chevrolet, we help you find vehicles designed with purpose and function, prioritizing safety, technology, and the dependability you need. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo to shop in-stock and inbound inventory, or to order your new vehicle. And as your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
This is the University of Nebraska President's Halftime Show. The University of Nebraska, committed to education, research, and innovation that helps create a better future.
Welcome back. Halftime of the Huskers matchup today against the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Today is the Huskers Military Appreciation Game. This is one of my favorite days of the year when we really have the pageantry, and then you put it together with college football. Next Friday, of course, is Veterans Day, and a chance for us to chat with the president of the University of Nebraska, Ted Carter. And I know you and all of us are so thankful for our men and women in uniform who keep our country safe. What's on your mind today?
Well, first, I want to be very appreciative of not only our service members who are actively serving overseas and protecting our country, but I really want to say how thankful I am for Nebraskans and particularly Husker fans who are some of the most patriotic people I've ever met in my 38 years of being in uniform. It's really heartwarming to be part of this state and part of this community that honors our men and women in uniform.
I know that the University of Nebraska is working hard to serve veterans across all 4 of the campuses. Can you tell us a bit more about how Nebraska supports military learners and their families?
Well, we have and we continue to work hard for those who serve us. There are thousands of student veterans and their family members at the University of Nebraska, veterans, active duty, National Guard, and many, many others. I'll just give you a list of some of the things that we're doing. First of all, just being on campus surrounded by 18-year-olds when you fought in a war can be, a lonely place, and we do a great job of making sure that we take care of those young men and women. We've got dedicated resources on each campus for military learners, with offices staffed by people who have walked in their shoes. Our University of Nebraska at Omaha has been recognized nationally for their work in supporting military and veteran students, named the #1 Best for Vets University by Military Times multiple times. Our campus here at the flagship, UNL, also has a long history of serving student veterans and has been recognized as a military-friendly school. UNK has an active Army ROTC program. Not so sure a lot of people know about that. Our Med Center participates in military-focused programs such as their physician assistant program that trains PAs in all branches of the military. And all campuses participate in a Yellow Ribbon program, which covers the difference between in-state tuition and out-of-state tuition. It's a really great program. Our 3 undergraduate campuses, UNL, UNO, and UNK, have received the Veteran and Active Duty Supportive designation from the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, and we're all very proud of that recognition.
Very good. We've talked in the past that the university has a defense-related think tank that supports the Department of Defense. It's pretty exciting to know that NU is engaged in working with the military, doing research that protects our warfighters. Can you talk about the research that we're doing with the military and the other federal agencies?
Well, we are absolutely engaged on the front lines when it comes to protecting our warfighters and making sure more of our men and women come home safely. We do a significant amount of work for the Department of Defense to help keep our country safe. We have a national security-focused think tank, as you mentioned, the National Strategic Research Institute, and that works with the military and other federal agencies, and they just celebrated 10 years of working on behalf of national defense. To put it in perspective, there are 13 other centers like this nationally. Only 13. We are one of 14 at universities like MIT, Penn State, and Johns Hopkins. So we truly are in the most elite company doing work with real impact, all in our backyard. So this should make Nebraskans extremely proud. And as I point out before, this is the only university-affiliated research center that directly supports a combatant command, NSRI. So we're very proud of that and the work that we do across all aspects of national defense.
Visiting with Nebraska President Ted Carter here at halftime of the Huskers game. U.S. Strategic Command is located right here in the state of Nebraska at Offutt Air Force Base. Can you talk about the university's relationship with U.S. Stratcom and how you work together?
Yeah, it really goes all the way back to the 10-year anniversary of NSRI. We started out in supporting things like kind of weapons of mass destruction. Some of that portfolio has shifted between the various different combatant commands. Today, we're very much involved in helping nuclear deterrence and some of the work that goes there. That's a centerpiece of what U.S. Strategic Command does, as well as nuclear command and control equipment that we're helping them find through the major contractors throughout the country. So this is really important work, for the U.S. Strategic Command.
I know all of this means so much to you. You're a veteran. Thank you for your service to our country. What does Veterans Day and the military mean to you?
Yeah, for me, it's I always think about the people that came before me. First and foremost, those that taught me the business. Most of them were Vietnam veterans, were not treated as well as some of those that served in the Gulf War and other conflicts. And then I think about the young men and women who are standing up today, volunteering to take that oath to protect our Constitution, our way of life. And each and every one of them have an amazing story. And it's not unless you get a chance to go on board an aircraft carrier or even talk to some of our National Guardsmen to hear why they choose to serve. And when you ask them that, it's still this idea of service, and it just really warms your heart that we have people that want to do that.
Well, again, thank you for your service. Great to catch up. Look forward to visiting with you next week.
Thanks, Greg.
Ted Carter with us here at halftime. More coming up next.
This is the University of Nebraska President's Halftime Show. The University of Nebraska, committed to education, research, and innovation that helps create a better future.
Get a Hy-Vee Plus Premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, free standard delivery and free express pickup. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. For a limited time, get $50 off an annual Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG. That's right, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG.
Farmers can make what seems impossible reality with a little hard work and ingenuity. They find solutions to reduce inputs and improve their yield. Valley Irrigation is no different. As the leader in irrigation technology, we deliver results and optimize your operation. Because when you have a vision for the future, you need the people that can make it possible by your side. Expect what's next. Expect what's possible from Valley. Visit us at valleyirrigation.com.
Experience the difference at Woodhouse Buick GMC. From the GMC Acadia to the Buick Encore, we're sure to have a vehicle that fits your lifestyle. Our climate-controlled showroom guarantees a comfortable shopping experience every time you visit. Plus, our commitment to our customers continues well beyond the date of purchase. You will leave our lot feeling comfortable and confident in your new vehicle. Start your car buying journey today, in-store or online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Welcome back to the Noddle Company's Broadcast Center at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. I'm Matt Coatney. Big Red 10. Minnesota nothing at the half. Chiropractic care keeps people of all ages healthy and active and is a safe, natural, affordable healthcare choice. Chiropractic is proven to improve mobility, prevent injury, and treat pain. Find a chiropractor near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic. And today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Bridges Trust, helping clients grow, gift, and preserve wealth for over 75 years. 10-0 Nebraska at the half. We'll have a Nebraska Lottery scoreboard in a few moments, but first, a reminder to shop Woodhouse first. 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy online at Woodhouse.com. Time now for a Nebraska Lottery scoreboard updated from the Acres Broadcast Center. Number 2, Ohio State is in a real tussle in Evanston, Illinois. 2:21 left in the first half, and the second-ranked Buckeyes are tied with Northwestern with a record of 1-7, 7-all. Evan Hall on a 16-yard touchdown run to get the scoring going for Northwestern, and then the Buckeyes just got a 15-yard touchdown run moments ago from Emeka Egbuka. It's 7-7 Ohio State and Northwestern in Evanston. They're almost near the half. Late in the second quarter, Iowa leading at Purdue 17-3 at the half in Camp Randall. Wisconsin leads Maryland 17-0 at the half in Fort Worth. Number 7 TCU holding on and leading Texas Tech 13-10 at the half in Charlottesville, Virginia. Upset brewing here. Virginia 14, number 17, North Carolina 10. At the half in Tulsa, number 19, Tulane. The Green Wave lead Tulsa 17-10. They're at the half in Columbia, Missouri, and behind a Will Levis touchdown pass, Kentucky leads Missouri 7-3. In College Station, Texas, in the SEC, Florida at the half leads Texas A&M 20-17. Anthony Richardson has run for 2 touchdowns. Haynes King has thrown a touchdown pass for the Aggies. Western Kentucky blowing out Charlotte 35-0. Austin Reed has 5 touchdown passes for the Hilltoppers. Midway through the second quarter, Georgia Tech 10, Virginia Tech 7. Dante Smith with a 29-yard TD run for the Ramblin' Wreck. And Air Force and Army are tied 3-3 early in the third quarter. It is 10-0 Nebraska leading Minnesota at the half. We're going to have Jessica Cootie and Mickey Joseph in just a few moments. We'll also tell you tonight, Game 6 of the World Series at 7 o'clock Central. Houston with the 3-2 lead over Philadelphia. If Houston wins tonight, they will win the World Series. If Philadelphia wins, it'll force a Game 7 tomorrow. A big first half for Nebraska. They outgained Minnesota 151-31. Chubba Purdy making his first career start, a good one. And it's 10-0 Nebraska leading Minnesota at the half. Matt Coatney with you. We're awaiting Jessica Cootie with Mickey Joseph. When they are ready, we will go down to them and get his words here. 10-0 Nebraska with the lead. We'll let you know that Ohio State and Northwestern still are 7-7. They're nearing the half. Northwestern had a 7-0 lead before Ohio State scored just a few minutes ago. In this game, Mohamed Ibrahim has been held in check by Nebraska. 8 carries, 18 yards. And it's 10-0 Nebraska. Let's go to Jessica Cootie.
All right, Coach. Well, 0 points, just 31 yards of total offense for Minnesota. What went into that performance from the defense in the first half?
I mean, great preparation by the coaches and a great effort by the kids.
Great couple of drives to start the game for your offense. How do you get it rolling again?
I think we got to get back to running the ball. We're going to get back to running the ball and make them defend the run. And if we get the pass, we'll open up and go to it. Right now, we need to get back to running the ball.
What have you seen and liked out of Chubba Purdy?
I think he's playing with more poise today. He's taking care of the football, but he's playing with more poise today. I hope he sees it a little better in the second half.
Coach, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Again, this chat with Mickey Joseph is proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel Seedsman place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. Coatney, we'll send it back to you.
Jessica, thank you very much. 10-0 Nebraska at the half. We'll send it back to Greg Sharp and Damon Benning when we return in a few moments.
And it's going to be just like the old days, but even better, because now it's old school meets new school.
Whoa, did you just dip your pizza in Dorothy Lynch?
Yeah, man, it's amazing. Here, I got extra. Try it with your hot dog.
Oh, wow. Hey, we need another hot dog over here. So as I was saying, it's a whole new game now.
Here we go again.
Rooted in our tradition as a team.
Shake up tradition with the one-of-a-kind flavor that goes with anything, game day or any day. Dorothy Lynch, endless flavorabilities.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See shelter agents Tanya Blaine or Jesse Dunbar in Norfolk or Agent Bud Morrell in Ogallala.
Welcome back, Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. Time to give our Power Performance halftime stats, sponsored by Manzer Equipment in Osmond, Nebraska. Your full-line Massey Ferguson dealer, proud supporters of the Huskers and Nebraska farmers since 1975. Huskers with 151 yards of offense in that first half, most of it in the first quarter, only 31 yards, as Jessica just mentioned to Mickey Joseph for the Gophers. Anthony Grant, 14 carries, 89 yards in that first half. Chubba Purdy, 6 of 11 for 41 yards. Lot to like on those stats, highlighted by what we've seen defensively.
Yeah, and I loved what Coach Joseph said. We got to get back to running the football, especially first down runs. You're good with 12 personnel, which is 1 back, 2 tight ends. You can even make one of those an H-back, and Nebraska's had some success. Just hit it right away. Get a 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5. It's been advantageous. It's when Nebraska's had to overcome a couple of negative plays, i.e. a sack or a false start penalty, that they have struggled. They got to get back on rhythm here, but start by getting a 3 and out.
And Damon, the story may be Tanner Morgan. We do not see him warming up on the near sideline for Minnesota. So Ethan Kaliakmanis is the backup quarterback. Kaliakmanis got the start a couple of weeks ago after a concussion to Morgan in the Illinois game. He started at Penn State. And so I do not see two warming up on the sideline for Minnesota. Huskers will kick it off.
He was groggy walking in, right? We watched it. I said, I don't think he's very good.
The Ty Robinson hit on him at the end of the half was devastating.
Yeah, why risk it, right? You only had one timeout.
Frankie with it teed up, ready for second half of football here in Lincoln. Redding deep for Minnesota. Kicking from right to left, wind at the Huskers back here in the third quarter. A line drive kick that will go through the back of the end zone for a touchback, and so the Gophers will have it at the 25-yard line. And let's see who comes out at quarterback for Minnesota. Kaliakmanis looks like the guy. I just don't see Tanner Morgan even on the sidelines.
I agree. I don't see well, but I do have your trusty binoculars. I would agree.
Kaliakmanis is now the quarterback.
Limits their passing game a little bit, which was already a little in limbo. Nebraska's got to continue to win in man-to-man.
He's only completed 42% of his passes, 1 touchdown, but 3 picks. Again, he started at Penn State a couple of weeks ago. He'll go shotgun, wide receivers left and right. Ibrahim is the back from the 25-yard line. So the story right now, Tanner Morgan may be out of this game. Kaliakmanis is going to take off and run with the football, trying to get around Garrett Nelson. Runs out of bounds after an 8-yard pickup around the left side. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
Now he can do that. It's very fleet of foot. He is their running quarterback. Nebraska's going to have to account for that in the pass rush because he will get loose.
So Ethan Kaliakmanis, a redshirt freshman, 6'4", 210-pounder, is now the quarterback for Minnesota. 2nd down and 2. 2 wide outs to the left, 1 to the near side. Kaliakmanis waits, turns, gives it off to Ibrahim, hit, and falls forward for the first down. Got hit in the backfield, but was able to. He's so strong and powerful and low to the ground, he gets a 3-yard pickup on the play.
Yeah, fantastic job by Luke Reimer winning mano-a-mano against Brevin Spann-Ford. He wanted the kick-out block. Reimer fought it, boxed it. It's a first down, but Nebraska continuing to fit well in the run game.
1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Kaliakmanis, the quarterback. 2 wide outs to the near side, 1 to the far side. The redshirt freshman gets the snap. Play action fake, back to throw. Being rushed, throws it out in the flat, throws it away incomplete. Man, I think there's somebody got away with a hold for Minnesota. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, great eyesight right there. That was definitely a hold.
Quinn Carroll, the right tackle, looked like he got a lot of the jersey
immediately
of 23.
Boy, Gifford, I'm telling you, between he and Buford, these guys have really continued to develop, become pretty good players for this defense.
2 sophomores, too. 2nd and 10, tight formation of the near side, 1 to the far boundary. Kaliakmanis, the quarterback. Ibrahim, the running back. A minute into the third quarter. Play action, they roll the pocket to the near side. Kaliakmanis takes a shot down the field, passes caught near midfield for a first down. It is Daniel Jackson makes a catch, tackled at the Nebraska 48-yard line by Malcolm Hartzog. Pretty good throw on the run that time by the redshirt freshman quarterback to the Nebraska 48.
Yeah, such a tough concept. It's basically waggle, and he's dragging from the opposite side of the field. All the flow is coming this way. It's good accuracy.
1st and 10 from the Cornhusker 48-yard line. Callie Ackmanis now in at quarterback. Tanner Morgan injured on the last play of the first half.
Fleck's got to be kicking himself over that one. Just wasn't worth the risk.
Empty set, back to throw. Huskers send the blitz. He finds Span Ford, the tight end. A quick outlet man picks up 9 yards to the Husker 39-yard line. So Span Ford, boy, he barely got that throw off, but he was wide open. Ernest Hausman brings the big tight end down.
Yeah, a little communication breakdown for Nebraska. It's man-to-man. He gets a little delayed run read. It's tough.
2nd and 1 from the 39. We are now being told Morgan is out of the game. We don't even see him on the sidelines. So 2nd and 1. Callie Ackmanis to quarterback. In the gun, turns, hands it off to Mo Ibrahim, who has a first down. Huskers try to grab him up high. He spins away and fights his way to the 32-yard line. You can't grab him around the pads. He's too strong in the lower body. A 7-yard gain. O'Shawn Mathis finally wrestles him to the ground.
He just doesn't give you much to hit. Once you get past his shoulders, it immediately goes to his hips. I mean, that 24 is really only about 6 inches in height. He doesn't give you a ton in that midline.
1st and 10, 32-yard line. Pretty good drive here by this backup quarterback from Minnesota. 2 eligible each way. Callie Ackmanis awaits the shotgun snap. Ibrahim to his left. They motion a tight end. Zone read, handed off to Ibrahim. He pushes his way forward. Oh, man, good gain after contact to the 27-yard line. A 5-yard pickup. 2nd and 5, Miles Farmer there on the play.
Boy, Brevin Span Ford with the kick-out block. It is so physical right now, especially if you're on the edges for Nebraska. I like to see when guys just get up and they've got to fix and adjust their helmets. It's some collisions down there.
3.5 minutes into the third quarter. Minnesota on the march. 2nd and 5 at the Nebraska 27-yard line. Callie Ackmanis with 2 eligible each way. Takes a snap. Hands it off to Mo Ibrahim. Hit in the backfield and dropped it to the TFL. Garrett Nelson. They handed that right into Nelson's motion, and he just wrapped him up and brought him down a 2-yard loss. It's 3rd down and 7.
Tackle didn't have a good angle on Garrett Nelson. He's got a good run read and hit it quick.
6th tackle for a loss in the game for Nebraska's defense. Now 3rd and 7. This is the longest drive of the game for Minnesota's offense. They are 2 of 6 on 3rd downs. 3rd and 7 at the Nebraska 29 might be 4-down territory.
Yeah, I would agree there.
Trips go left, 1 to the near side. Callie Ackmanis awaits the shotgun snap. Looks at the sideline, 2 on the play clock. Claps his hands, gets the snap. Back to throw, steps, throws, pass incomplete. Tried to hit Jackson on a quick slant. Actually, it was Brockington on a quick slant, covered by Quentin Newsom. It's 4th down. PJ Fleck said, let's try to get points. He brings the field goal unit in.
Yeah, he's fortunate to get this one back for a field goal attempt. Luke Reimer all over that slant. That was almost 6 going the other way.
So this is going to be a pretty long kick. It'll be a 47-yarder into the southwest breeze here.
And those flags are moving. It's right to left.
Matthew Trickett, 8 of 9 on the year. This will be the long on the season for him. The kick sent in towards the uprights, and the kick is spinning and through the uprights. Just had enough to get it over the crossbar, and the Gophers on the board. It's a 10-3 game.
And now if you're Nebraska, you got to figure some sort of a drive here. You need to put multiple first downs together with the way that you finished the second quarter.
Well, the Lincoln Airport is now the official airport of the Huskers with direct flights to Denver, Chicago, and now Houston. Book your tickets on GoFlyLNK.com. 10:30 left, third quarter. Nebraska 10, Minnesota 3 here on the Huskers Radio Network.
He flipped the 2. Krause and Baby Horse. Here's the serve to go Millian. Guides it through a setter. Well done. Set to the middle. Shot won't drop for Anastasia Rush. Now Nebraska sets middle. Keelan Hort. That does drop. 25-9. Wow.
Hey, Huskers fans. Tomorrow, join us for Sunday matinee volleyball as the Huskers take on the Northwestern Wildcats. John Baylor and Lauren Cook West are live at 12:30 p.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Nebraska Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
The Huskers ground game powered by Sapp Brothers. The Huskers rushed for 110 yards in that first half. So as of right now, the fans are going to get 11 cents off of a gallon of gas tomorrow at Sapp Brothers. Official rushing and fuel saving totals are going to be announced after the game. The Husker ground game powered by Sapp Brothers. So the backup quarterback for Minnesota just led them on a 10-play, 46-yard drive, 4:30 off the clock to get them on the board. A Matthew Trickett 47-yard field goal makes it 10-3. The Huskers shut out on the first half, their first one since Buffalo last year, their first one in conference play since 2019 when they blasted Maryland on the road back east a couple of years ago. But Huskers bent a little bit that time on defense, but it stiffened and made them kick 3.
Yeah, that's, for Nebraska emotionally, you're thinking, now you're trying to pick a score in your head. What do we think will be good, and that's what you're playing for? Is it 13? Is it 17? You have a number in your head, and I think that's how you call the game.
And let's see what kind of adjustments, because I think Minnesota kind of figured out what Nebraska was doing offensively, Damon, after those first couple of drives. What does Mark Whipple tweak here now? I know you heard Mickey Joseph tell Jessica we need to run the ball some more.
Yeah, I think you have to get back to running the ball out on first down, especially out of 12 personnel, which is 1 back, 2 tight ends.
Kicking it away is Kisich. Deep for Nebraska, Tommy Hill. Into the wind. This could be returnable. Kisich with the approach and the boot. Oh, boy, man, he hammered that thing through the back of the end zone. Into the wind. Cut it right through it. Huskers will bring it out to the 25-yard line. So nice kick by Kisich for Minnesota. Chubba Purdy, 6 of 11, 41 yards. He also rushed for 20 in that first half. Anthony Grant, 89 yards on the ground, so just 11 shy of 100. His last 100-yard game came against Indiana.
Right now, Nebraska has a team going for 5.5 per carry. No reason to get away from it now.
Tight formation right, one wide out to the near boundary. Purdy goes shotgun with Grant to his right from the Nebraska 25. Snap back, handoff, Grant, and he slips and falls. He'll lose a yard. Man, he just tried to make a cut and lost his footing.
Yeah, it's when you cut on air, that'll happen. You just got to press the point of attack. Stay with the hole until something gets you off.
2nd and 11. Quickly, the Huskers go. Rolling the pocket is Chubba. He may run with the football. 25, slides to a stop at the 30-yard line. They're going to mark him where he started the slide, so it's a gain of about 5, sets up 3rd down and 6.
That's how important first down is, right? You get 3 or 4 yards and just changes the dynamic dramatically.
So the ball to 29. Huskers change personnel. Minnesota matches.
Nebraska 0 for 3 on their last 3rd downs, but they're averaging almost 10 per attempt on those 3rd downs. This one a little less at just a smidge over 5.
2 to the right, 1 to the near side. Minnesota shuffling personnel, and P.J. Fleck has to burn a timeout here in the second half. They didn't have the right guys on the field.
Well, they are
that could
not
be
happy.
Huge. That could really come back to burn them later in the game. Well, today's broadcast brought to you by Bridges Trust, serving families, foundations, and institutions to help grow and preserve wealth for over 75 years. 9:35 left to go. 3rd quarter, Nebraska 10, Minnesota 7 here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Do you want your date to wait for your interlock device to let you drive? Your kids to ask why you have an ankle bracelet? Or your boss to see your criminal history? Do you want to miss important life events because of house arrest? Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Get a Hy-Vee Plus Premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, free standard delivery and free express pickup. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. For a limited time, get $50 off an annual Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG. That's right, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG.
From blowers to chainsaws, clear your to-do list with battery-powered tools in the Steel AK Homeowner Series, started at $199.99. Find yours at STIHLdealers.com. Well, the Huskers have a 3rd and 6, but boy, burning a timeout defensively, Damon, in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. Hopefully that comes back to burn Minnesota.
Yeah, you just think, you get the sense that's going to matter, especially when the offense is as plodding as it's been. Time may be of the essence. Nebraska's got to figure out a way to get one more score of some type.
So the Huskers, Chubba Purdy has gone the distance at quarterback for Nebraska. No Casey Thompson today. He's not in uniform. Injured that elbow last week in the game against Illinois. Tried to practice some this week, but just really couldn't go. Huskers hoping maybe to get him back next week when they go to Michigan. But Chubba's been decisive today. I like the way that he's kind of made up his mind to do something and has done it. And I think that's the biggest thing. They try to cut out a lot of noise out of his head and to say, do this and do it right now.
Just 6 of 11 passing, but I do like the fact, you're right, he's been decisive in what he wants to do.
So 3rd and 6 from the 29 for the Huskers. This is an interesting little looking formation. Trey Palmer split out. Now they shift to 2 tight to the near side, 1 to the far side. Shotgun look. Motion Alante Brown. Snap back to Purdy. Being chased. Now throws it downfield and nearly intercepted. Back foot throw. Trying to find Washington. Covered by Terrell Smith, and now it's a 3 and out for the Huskers offense.
I'd like to see him step up into the pocket because it's edge pressure, step up, as opposed to continuing to drift back. It'd help him out. Easy to say from up here, tough to do down there, but it'd give him a lot cleaner look.
So Buschini to punt it away. Redding is deep for Minnesota. 10-3 Husker lead, 9:29 to go in the quarter. Low snap, Buschini gets it. A low driving kick, might be returnable. Redding backing up, makes a catch at the 12. He gets to the 15, comes to the near side 20, and shoved out of bounds around the 23-yard line by Chris Kolarvik. About a 10-yard return by Minnesota. They'll have it at their own 23-yard line. With 9:17 to go in the quarter, it was a 49-yard punt by Buschini. That's 3 straight 3-and-outs for Nebraska's offense. And again, it goes back to that first down negative play.
I agree. It doesn't seem like much, but boy, it has really bothered Nebraska. 2nd and 10, 2nd and 12, 1st and 15, all presented themselves on the last 3 drives.
Ethan Kaliak-Manis is now the quarterback. The redshirt freshman in for the injured Tanner Morgan.
How about a turnover here?
2 eligible to the left, 1 to the near side from the 24-yard line. Back to throw, stepping, throwing a deep fade route, and the Huskers gets up and caught by Dylan Wright at the Nebraska 39-yard line. He just won the battle down the field that time for the grab. Malcolm Hartzog on the coverage, big play. He just kind of threw it up for grabs.
Yeah, he was on top of it. Hartzog was in good position, just didn't play it well in the air. I thought that was going to be an interception initially.
38-yard pickup to the Nebraska 38.
First man in the air wins the war, general rule of thumb.
Kaliak-Manis has 2 each way with a back, Ibrahim in the backfield. Huskers with a 10-3 lead, mid-third quarter. They motion the tight end, hand it off to Ibrahim, and he breaks one tackle, but then got brought down by Javen Wright.
Well, that's a great play by Buda Wright. Well, he sniffed that one out, and they motioned him trying to get him isolated. That's a great open field tackle by 33.
Yeah, good play by the young man that has battled so many injury problems in his Husker career. So now 2nd and 8 from the Cornhusker 36.
Well, he is a tall, lean drink of water.
Sure is.
That is 0 cal right there.
Kaliakmanis. 2 to the near side, 1 on the far side. Now they motion the tight end span forward. They turn, fake the handoff, rolling the pocket, rolling left, trying to throw it down the field, and he sails it high, intended for Daniel Jackson. Now you have 3rd down and 8.
Boy, that had Nessie written all over it. He couldn't get his shoulders squared. He had Brevin Sport span forward, open. Caleb Tanner was chasing. Boy, that's one you're thinking, oh boy.
Minnesota just 2 of 7 on 3rd downs in the game. Big one right here. They are not yet in field goal range.
Problem is Nebraska's matched it. They're 0 for their last 4.
3rd and 8 from the Husker 36. Kaliakmanis trips to the left, 1 to the near side. Play clock at 3. Gets the shotgun snap. Stepping, throwing, pass, nearly picked off. Oh, jumping the route was Buford, who nearly had the INT. Now it's 4th down.
Yeah, rapidly making a case for Nebraska's most improved since Ireland. Well, he has hung in there, continued to make plays. He started to kind of feel it after the North Dakota game where he was a little feast or famine. Now he's starting to really settle in at that safety spot.
Punt team coming on for P.J. Fleck. Going to try to pin Nebraska deep. 7:48 to go in the quarter. 10-3. Nebraska has a 7-point lead in this game. Oliver Martin stands at the Nebraska 5. Crawford to boot it away. Good snap. Crawford holds it. A low kick into the wind. Martin comes up, makes a fair catch at the 9-yard line. That's where the Huskers will have it, leading 10-3 in this game. And Noddle Companies, their roots run deep through Husker Nation, continuing to develop great places throughout our community. Noddle Companies are looking forward to another year of excellence and cheering on Husker football. 7:41 left, 3rd quarter. Nebraska 10, Minnesota 3 here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Hey, Husker fans, it's time to gear up for the season. So let's do it right. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and more. Shields has everything you need to show your Nebraska pride. Visit our fan shop online or in-store for the biggest and best brands in the game. You'll find the right gear to level up your team spirit with all the essentials for your pregame parking lot party. Shields, proud partner of Husker Athletics and football fans everywhere.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate. Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification on the Huskers Radio Network.
This is where you come for Husker sports. KXSB Omaha and KSRZ HD2 Omaha. Broadcasting the Big Red to Nebraska, Iowa, and beyond. AM 590, ESPN Omaha. And now on the free AM 590 app for your phone.
Greg Sharp, Damon Benning, Jessica Cooney, Ben McLaughlin, Matt Coatney back inside of our Noddles Company's broadcast booth. Andrew Dowdy punching our show for us in the Acres Broadcast Center. 7:41 left, 3rd quarter. Nebraska 10, Minnesota 3. The concern has been Nebraska's offense has really been unplugged, Damon, here after those opening couple of drives.
Yeah, it's really kind of come to a standstill. But I think, as we were talking off air, A lot of similarities in those last 3 drives, and it's been a negative play that's happened within the sequence. So if Nebraska can continue to stay on schedule, it gives them obviously significantly better chance to get in a rhythm offensively.
Got to take care of the ball here. You're starting at your own 9. Ball security, and that's one thing Nebraska's done a much better job today. Last week, the 4 turnovers against Illinois were just killers. Today, they have taken care of the ball to this point in the game. So, key moment here when you start a drive at your own 9-yard line. And you feel like the Gophers have kind of settled in defensively, kind of seeing what Mark Whipple wanted to do today.
And we've seen both quarterbacks here in the last couple of series take some chances trying to fit balls in small spaces. Take care of the football and maybe get yourself a takeaway.
So Nebraska starts at their own 9, leading 10-3. Trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. Logan Smothers looks like he's in at quarterback this time for the Huskers. So let's see what the Huskers might want to try to run some option games. So Logan in. Anthony Grant the back. It's a pistol set. Tight formation right. Turn. Hand it off to Anthony Grant. He cuts back up inside and gets twisted forward. Gains about 5 because he got thrown to the 14-yard line by Trill Carter. So a nice 5-yard pickup on first down. It's now 2nd and 5.
Yeah, do you like? He had a nice little onside crease there. Good surge by Nebraska up front, and you start with a positive on first down.
Anthony within 6 yards now of 100 in the game. 2nd down and 5 from the 14.
I didn't love that spot.
Wide receivers left and right. Logan Smothers runs near side, cuts back up inside, gets hit, knocked out at the 17 or 16. Gain of 2, sets up 3rd and 3. Newman, the safety, he's been all over the field today for the Gophers, makes a tackle.
Yeah, he has definitely been busy. We had 6 tackles in the first quarter. It's kind of slowed down. That's his 7th on the game.
Huskers 4 of 9 on 3rd downs. 3rd and 3 from their own 16. Logan Smothers, the sophomore from Alabama, in at quarterback right now for Nebraska. We thought we would see him today. Oliver Martin in motion from the left to the right. Snap back. Logan rolling the pocket right. Steps, throws. Pass is dropped. And that would have been a first down. It was Oliver Martin. It was a little bit behind him on his hip. But Oliver probably will tell you he should have caught that ball. It would have been a first down.
Absolutely. Playmakers got to make plays. And this one was in the old wickets for Oliver.
So another 3 and out for the Husker offense. And Buschini's going to have to punt again with 6:33 to go in the quarter. Yeah, that needed to be caught. Just saw the replay. That should have been caught. Would have been a first down at the 20. So Buschini to punt it away. Redding deep, shading his eyes. Buschini, a low driver, end over end. It's going to bounce, though, at the 40. Takes a Husker roll inside the 35, inside the 30. Everybody getting away from it. It'll be down at the 28-yard line. So nice punt. There is a flag back at the original line of scrimmage. Let's see what this is all about. If this is on Nebraska, P.J. Fleck might make them do this again. 57-yard punt by Buschini.
Looks like a hold.
It was 4th and 3 from the 16.
During the kick, personal foul, face mask. Receiving team number 32. The penalty is half the distance to the goal from the end of the kick. First down.
That'll take it back to the 14-yard line.
Yeah, the key there is while the ball was in the air, so it doesn't affect Nebraska's 4th down yardage.
Time to see what's on tap, presented by Bud Light. Husker volleyball in action tomorrow, 1 o'clock. At Northwestern, 12:30 for pregame coverage, and then a big day of basketball on Monday. Husker women will open their season against Omaha at noon at PBA, 11:45 for pregame. The men will take on the Maine Black Bears, 7 o'clock Monday night with pregame starting at 6. That is what is on tap, presented by Bud Light. 1st and 10. Minnesota at their own 13. Ibrahim the back. Kaliakmanis is the quarterback. 2 wideouts left, one to the near side. The turn, fake the handoff, back to throw. Faking the throw, now throwing downfield as a man wide open near midfield. Jackson makes the catch and finally knocked down to the Nebraska 41-yard line. Somebody took the bait. Miles Farmer caught up to make the tackle, but there's a big hit for Minnesota to the Cornhusker 41-yard line.
Yeah, Newsom lost his footing. Fell down, turned the guy loose. Fortunate that one didn't go for 6.
So a play all the way to the Husker 41-yard line after having them backed up, and they had time to make that throw down the field. Farmer makes the tackle at the 41-yard line. So 1st and 10 Gophers. 3 eligible to the left. Ibrahim the back. Snap back. Zone read. Kaliakmanis keeps it himself. He's running off the right side for a first down on the 25-yard line. Everything went left. He went right with the football, and Kaliakmanis goes for 16 yards.
He's definitely your running threat, but you wouldn't be able to tell with Michigan's offensive play design. He's thrown the football.
So 1st and 10. Golden Gophers at the Cornhusker 25. Nebraska with a 10-3 lead getting late third quarter. 3 eligible go left. Ibrahim the back. He only has 33 yards rushing today. Kaliakmanis is the quarterback. In for the injured Tanner Morgan. Snap back. Zone read. They give it off to Ibrahim. Hit in the backfield. Gets away from one Husker, but can't get away from a second. It's another TFL. Caleb Tanner brings him down. A loss of a yard on the play. Va Clement's also in there.
And they're just Nebraska continuing to be active up front. Caleb Tanner kind of limps off a little bit. That was a quad shot.
Garrett Nelson takes his spot, 2nd and 11. 4:40 to go in the third quarter. Nebraska 10, Minnesota 3. Kaliakmanis looks over the Husker defense, has a tight formation to the near side, one wide out, bounce left. Turn. Play action, rolling the pocket again to the near side, looking, throwing back across his body, pass caught for a first down inside the 15-yard line. It was Jackson again who got walloped by Farmer but held on to the football at the 14-yard line.
Well, there's no question what the plan of attack is. It's to get Kaliakmanis out on the edge as a dual threat guy. He's got great legs, showing to be a little bit more accurate than the scouting report may lead.
Yeah, came in at only 42% completion percentage in limited time. He did make the start at Penn State a couple of weeks ago. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Tight formation left this time. One wide out, bounce to the near side is Jackson. Ibrahim the back. Snap it back. Hand it off to Mo. He sprints inside the 10, inside the 5, rocked down at the 3, but it's a first down. An 11-yard blast up the middle for Mo Ibrahim, and Minnesota 3 yards away from tying the game up.
Showed a little burst there. First real daylight he's had.
1st and goal at the 3. Ibrahim the back to the left of Kaliakmanis. Gets the snap. Zone read. Gives it off to Ibrahim in there. Touchdown. His 14th rushing touchdown of the year, and Minnesota a PAT away from tying the game.
Well, Nebraska just can't get real deep into the substitutions at the linebacking spot.
Michael Brown-Stevens, the wideout for Minnesota, is an injured Gopher down. Kind of bent over in the end zone. But, man, you start this drive at the 13-yard line. They throw that one, and Huskers slip a defensive back. It's a big play to the 41. Kaliakmanis gets loose on a scramble for 16. Then he makes a pretty good throw to Jackson. And then you go Mo Ibrahim for a couple of big carries to punch it in.
And if you're Nebraska and you want to be encouraged, you're thinking to yourself right now, okay, that one's on us, right? We had a slip in the backfield or in the defensive backfield that cost us, and then just a blown assignment on the QB read that turned Kaliakmanis loose on that scramble.
It's like an ankle for Brown-Stevens, one of their top wideouts. Still working on him in the end zone. Well, this is kind of, in my mind, more about Nebraska's got to find some offense. They're not even getting first downs right now in this point in the game.
Yeah, just their ability to go stagnant, almost dormant at times this season has been mind-blowing. Where they don't, it's not just that they're not getting points, they're not moving the football.
Let's get a Rob Seco sideline update with Jessica.
Well, both quarterbacks staying loose, just trying to get something going offensively. After the last offensive drive, Mickey Joseph came over and had some words for the wide receiver, said 3 drops. We got to catch the football, settle down. So challenging the wide receivers there, not all on the quarterbacks on that last one.
No doubt. It's Oliver Martin. That was a very catchable ball that should have kept that drive going.
I agree with you. On the move, it's where you want. You're out of the pocket. It's comfortable for Smothers, and got to help your quarterback out.
So Brown-Stevens walking under his own power to the near sideline, but again, looking at that ankle. So now Trickett will try to tie it. 10-9 Huskers lead, 3:20 to go third quarter. Nebraska at one point led 10-0. We're a PAT away from having this tied up here in Lincoln. Snap down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So a 10-10 game. And now the crowd's kind of out of the game. Everybody's gotten really quiet here.
Need a couple first downs just to give yourself some encouragement. We were talking about body language the first couple of series, and it has changed dramatically since then.
That was a 6-play, 86-yard drive, 3:01 off the clock. They did not have 80. They didn't have near that many yards in the entire first half. And now they're up over 200 in the game. And so with the backup quarterback, Minnesota has found something against Nebraska. The Huskers have to counter back now.
Yeah, got to account for the quarterback run game, which I think has been the biggest difference these last couple of series.
Kasich will kick it away. Tommy Hill deep. Still love to see Tommy get a returnable ball for Nebraska. The left-footed kicker has it on the tee.
These are some low stingers, though. He's not giving them a chance to get up into the wind.
Kick, and then a low driving kick. Tommy Hill has it go through his mitts to the back of the end zone for a touchback. So out to the 25 come the Huskers. And we'll see what Mark Whipple wants to do at the quarterback position. Logan Smothers had the last series. It was a 3-and-out. Chubba Purdy started and went the entire first half. And it looks like it's back to Chubba, who was 6 of 12 throwing the ball.
Still like to see them get back to the two tight end look. Now we're going a little wildcat here, a little wrinkle.
So Anthony Grant ready to take the snap. You've got 4 to the near side. Snap back. Grant looking for blockers off the edge. Slides through one man. Gets a couple yards up to the 28. Gain of 3. Darnell Jeffries, a Clemson transfer from Minnesota, makes a tackle. 2nd down and 7.
Nebraska's version of quarterback counter there.
2 eligible each way on 2nd and 7. 3 minutes to go, third quarter. A 10-10 game here in Lincoln, Nebraska and Minnesota. Chubba Purdy looks over the Gopher defense. One high safety for Minnesota. Gets the snap, steps, throws down a field. Pass is knocked away, incomplete. Vokalek, the intended receiver, got knocked free by Tyler Newman, and the ball lays on the turf on top of the end.
Yeah, that's one TV would like to have back. Tough catch, but one in which he's capable of making.
So now you got another 3rd and 7. Huskers have just not been able to even get first downs against this really good Gopher defense. Another top 10 defense Nebraska playing here today. Needs somebody to make a play.
Yeah, big play here, because you get the sense the next score puts you really in the driver's seat by either team.
Snap back to Chubba. Being rushed, being flushed, rolling back, step throws, out of bounds, incomplete. Another 3-and-out for Nebraska. Man, it is just not going Nebraska's way at all offensively. And you need a good punt from Buschini. 2:37 left in the quarter. Huskers will go into the wind in the fourth quarter.
You just, for whatever the reason, kind of get the sense that the field is slanted. Right, Nebraska just seemingly playing uphill on offense.
Buschini to punt again. Good snap back to him. Hammers a high one. This is a good kick. Redding drifting back, makes the catch at the 16-yard line, gets upfield, and then gets knocked down at the 23. 7-yard return, but a pretty good punt by Bryant of 56 yards. So the Gophers have it now. They have a chance to grab the lead in a 10-10 game. 5 straight 3-and-outs for the Husker offense. You kind of feel like you might need the defense to jumpstart something, get a pick, get a short field, cause a turnover, and help your offense out a little bit.
You've had a chance at a few 50-50 balls, too, so that's the thing. If Nebraska can try to find a way to win and against those man beaters, they'll give themselves a chance to flip the field.
Kaliakmanis is the redshirt freshman quarterback. Trips go left. Ibrahim the back. Up to 61 yards rushing now for Mo, so that 100-yard streak might still be in play. Snap back. He gets the handoff, rolls right over the top of Luke Reimer. My goodness, that was a big blow, and he picks up 7 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
So what Minnesota's doing right now, especially with the quarterback run game, is they're doing what we call a front side handoff. It puts Reimer in a conflict because he wants to play the runner, but the Q can keep it. Minnesota's really +1. It's a clever design.
2nd and 3. Trips go left. Shotgun look. Ibrahim the back. From the 30. Snap back. Zone read. Give it off again to Ibrahim. He cracks his way for another 7 yards and a 1st down.
Yeah, they really don't have to do anything different right now. And if Kalimanakis, if he keeps this, boy, Nebraska is in trouble. They are in conflict out here on the perimeter.
1st and 10 Gophers. Now at their own 38-yard line. A minute and a half left, third quarter, a 10-10 game. Huskers at 1 point led 10-0. Trips go left. Kaliakmanis in the shotgun. They motion a man, turn, give it off to Ibrahim. Not much this time. Gains about 2 to the 40. Garrett Nelson jumped on him and brought him down. It'll be 2nd and 8. Garrett's played well today.
He really has, especially at the point of attack. He's done a better job of using his hands, keeping people away from his body.
We're inside of a minute to go now in this third quarter. Third quarter dominated by the Gophers with a backup quarterback.
It's been more about concept, I think, that has really got Nebraska in a bind.
1 wide out left, 2 to the near side. 2nd and 8 from the 40. Turn, give it off again to Ibrahim off the left side. Got a seam, got a 1st down to the 50. Cracks his way to the Nebraska 49-yard line. Marquise Buford knocked him down. There's an injured Gopher laying down at the 40-yard line. And it's their tight end, Brevin Spanford, who's injured and laying on the turf. Looks like it might be a knee. That play went for 11 yards for Ibrahim. And I think that 100-yard streak is definitely in play now. He's up to 80 yards on the ground.
Well, that happened quick, didn't it? Seemed like just about 15 minutes ago he was at 31 yards.
Yep. So the tight end for Minnesota is down. Let's get a Rob Seco sideline update with Jessica about Nebraska's tight end.
Yeah, so the training staff working on Travis Vokalek after that last offensive series. Something on his side, either his hip or his ribs, but looks to be in some pain. He looks like he's still going to go. Still has his helmet, still with the team, but he does look to be in some pain.
Well, he is a tough customer. He hasn't felt good
all year
since probably week 1.
Yeah. All right. And he got hurt in week 1.
Yeah.
Remember? Got hurt in that second half against Northwestern. All right, Huskers got to figure something out. Minnesota has moved it all quarter. 1st and 10 now at the Nebraska 49. Last 30 seconds of the third period. Kaliakmanis awaits the shotgun snap. 2 to the near side, 1 on the far side. Huskers showing blitz. Is Gifford coming off the edge? He's dancing around. They snap it back. Fake the handoff. Stepping, throwing. Pass caught. Man, good little throw. Down to the Nebraska 33-yard line to Dylan Wright. This kid's throwing some BBs right now.
Yeah, he is defying the scouting report. That's why you play the game, right? If it was all about what the paper said, the analytics guys would be geniuses.
Well, glad the third quarter is over because that was not a good quarter for Nebraska. A 10-10 game, Minnesota on the march. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the Nebraska 33. A 10-10 game after 3. This is Big Red Football.
Every day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed a hungry planet. CVA's Avail T5 uses patented polymer technology to optimize phosphorus performance, making crops healthier and boosting yields while reducing phosphorus loss to the environment. Register to win 160 acres of T5 treatment valued at over $1,500 when you go online to cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
The Nebraska FFA is growing leaders
and building communities.
Together, we are strengthening agriculture.
The Nebraska FFA Foundation believes in our future leaders and the communities they serve. We believe in the future of agriculture.
Join us in the I Believe in the Future of Ag campaign. Learn more online at neffafoundation.org. Brought to you by Farmers Cooperative, standing with those who grow, and Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be, member FDIC.
For 46 years, our focus has been our customers at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont. Come see for yourself how easy buying your new car, truck, or SUV at Sid Dillon can be. Stop by our dealership in Fremont to order your new vehicle and shop in-stock and inbound inventory. And if you need a commercial vehicle, we're your GMC Business Elite dealer. Shop at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
GMC, we are professional grade.
Welcome back to the Noddles Companies Broadcast Center at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. I'm Matt Coatney. Time now for a Nebraska Lottery scoreboard update from the Acres Broadcast Center. The Nebraska Lottery has raised over $893 million, which has helped to provide more than 117,000 college scholarships, save wildlife habitats across the state, and fund new facilities at the Nebraska State Fair. The Nebraska Lottery helping to build a better Nebraska. Let's look at scores around the country. They've had a dogfight in Evanston, Illinois, middle of the third quarter, and second-ranked Ohio State has now taken the lead on a Mayan Williams 27-yard run, 14-7, the Buckeyes leading at Northwestern. Middle of the third quarter at West Lafayette, Indiana, Iowa leads Purdue behind two Spencer Petras touchdown passes. Late in the third quarter at Camp Randall, Wisconsin leads Maryland 17-3. Number 7 TCU being upset at home. Texas Tech in the middle of the third quarter leads the Horned Frogs 17-13. North Carolina just scored to regain the lead. The 17th ranked Tar Heels in the middle of the third lead at Virginia 24-21. 19th ranked Tulane has opened up a 24-13 lead at Tulsa late in the third quarter of play. Behind two Will Levis. Touchdown passes. Kentucky leads at Missouri 14-3 late in the third quarter. Florida with a 27-24 lead at Texas A&M. Middle of the third quarter. Western Kentucky blowing out Charlotte 42-7 middle of the third. Virginia Tech leads Georgia Tech 20-13 at the half. And Air Force leads Army 13-7 middle of the fourth quarter. 10-10. We go to the fourth quarter. Nebraska and Minnesota all tied up. I'm Matt Coatney. Now back to Greg Sharp and Damon Benning.
All right, thank you, Matt. Third quarter dominated by the Gophers with a backup quarterback in the game. What can Bill Bush, Damon, do to maybe counter what the Gophers are doing?
Yeah, so it's interesting. It's almost like you need a dry erase board, but with Minnesota going to what I would call a front side handoff, it looks like dive. So the linebackers are thinking usually back goes away from me. He's actually coming to you. So you have to fit it quick. And it's really got Nebraska in a pinch.
Gophers 1st and 10. Wind at their back now in the fourth quarter at the Nebraska 33-yard line. It was a 10-0 Husker lead at the half. Minnesota scored twice in that quarter and moving it here. Again with Kaliakmanis at quarterback. Spanford, the tight end, back in there. They hand it off to Ibrahim. He picks his way off the left side for a couple of yards. Nash Hutmaker makes a tackle for Nebraska, 2nd down and 8.
See, Nebraska right now is thinking those inside linebackers, typically that back moves from right to left or left to right. He can hit it right downhill. And Ibrahim he's been very patient now, letting the offensive line do work.
Kaliakmanis, the quarterback, the redshirt freshman. In for the injured Tanner Morgan, got hurt on the final play of the first half. He's done a terrific job. He is 6 of 10 throwing the football for 137. 2nd and 8 at the Nebraska 31. Ibrahim off to his right. Wide receivers left and right. Spanford, who went out earlier with an injury, back on the field. They turn. Play action, step, throwing pass, dropped at the 20-yard line. Big drop by Michael Brown-Stevens. He was open on a quick slant at the 20, but dropped the football 3rd and 8 coming up.
Yeah, and as you can see, almost every play looks the same. The motion, the ride on the mesh point, and now you're starting to get the RPO action.
Big 3rd down coming up here on the day. Minnesota just 2 of 8 on 3rd downs. 2 wide each way. Huskers have registered 3 sacks in the game, but not one here in the second half. Could use one here.
You're not kidding. Here comes the crowd.
Kaliakmanis gets the snap. Back to throw. Here comes a blitz. He gets hit as he throws the ball. Fluttering downfield, incomplete. It's 4th down and 8. Nice job of the Huskers. It was Luke Reimer firing through and hitting that quarterback right when he let go of the football. That was a house blitz.
Yeah, that was great. 2 A-gap blitzes and pressure right up the middle. got home and is going to force a fairly difficult field goal here, what looks to be about a 49-yarder.
With a little bit of a breeze at his back from Matthew Trickett. He made a 47-yarder in the third quarter. And now a 49-yarder toward the north end zone to try to give Minnesota their first lead of the day. Snap down, the kick sailing towards the uprights, and the kick is good. And Minnesota does have a lead of 13-10 in this game. Our broadcast today brought to you by Bridges Trust, helping clients grow, gift, and preserve wealth for over 75 years. We have a timeout on the field. 14:02 left in the game. Minnesota now in front, 13-10. This is Big Red Football.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Great job, everyone. Printers, great coverage. Phones, quick pickups. Firewall, tough defense. And network, way to carry the whole team. Ever since Marco started calling our technology plays, we work smarter and our whole game is more streamlined. Marco's all-star services and support give us the winning edge. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
Deep left side, Bourne with a long-range three. You betcha! Izzy Bourne with a triple.
Hey, Huskers fans, this Monday, join us for a double dose of Nebraska basketball. Matt Coatney and Jeff Greash are live at 11:45 a.m. as Nebraska women's basketball tips off their season against the Omaha Mavericks. Then at 6, Nebraska men's hoops starts their season with a matchup against the Maine Black Bears. Ken Pavelka and Jake Muehlheisen take the airwaves at 6 p.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
The Lincoln Airport, now the official airport of the Huskers, with direct flights to Denver, Chicago, and now Houston. Book your flights on GoFlyLNK.com. Gophers have the lead for the first time today at 13-10. Let's get a Rob Seco sideline update with Jessica.
Well, Greg, seeing some leadership out of some guys that can't be on the field today. Nick Henrich, good to see him back on the sideline. He's trying to keep the sideline up, stay up. We got to keep communicating, constantly coaching up Ernest Hausman. And Casey Thompson has stayed in constant communication with both quarterbacks. He is always coaching them up, telling Logan Smothers and Chubba Purdy, hey, if this isn't here, look here. When you go under center, your eyes should be here. I mean, he is staying, again, on top of trying to keep these quarterbacks down here.
Got to find something, Damon. They just can't get any offense. 5 straight 3-and-outs.
Yeah, it sounds like a broken record. You need a good gain on first down, and you need to put yourself in third and short so you can stay on script. You almost wonder what happened to the play designs early, but Minnesota did adjust. But if I'm Nebraska, I kind of go back a little bit to a double to 2 tight ends and see what happens.
A little power.
Yeah.
And we'll see who quarterbacks. Logan got 1 series. It was a 3-and-out. Now, there was a drop by Oliver Martin on the third down pass that would have kept the drive alive, but Chubba has gone the rest of the way. Tommy Hill is deep for Nebraska. Kisich to kick it away for Minnesota. 13-10 Minnesota. Early fourth quarter here in Lincoln. Gophers trying to become bowl eligible with a win today. Huskers trying to snap a 2-game slide. Kisich with the approach and the boots. A driving kick that's, again, going to go out of the back of the end zone. That kid's got a cannon for a hammer. All right, so the Huskers come back out, need to get it moving. Down for the first time in the game, 13-10. Huskers led, if you're just joining us, at 1 point, 10-0.
So going back to last week, what was Nebraska up? Did Illinois go 17 unanswered?
Huskers led 9-6 when the injury happened.
So 20 unanswered.
Huskers have not completed a pass since middle of the second quarter. That little swing to Ramir Johnson. Chubba 6 of 12.
Grant has gone virtually the whole way at running back too. Sans a couple of plays for Ramir.
Grant the back with Chubba. And did the Huskers just get a delay game?
Delay a game. Offense, 5-yard penalty. remains first down.
My goodness. Only the second penalty of the game in Nebraska, but there you go. Negative play right out of the gate. Now you're 1st and 15 from the 20. All right, 2 to the left, 1 to the near side. Grant the back. Purdy gets the snap, fakes the handoff, steps, throws, pass high, incomplete. Man, and he hung a receiver out. Flags come out. We might have targeting. Trey Palmer just got blasted. Tyler Newman hit him. This might be a targeting. The penalty is going to be personal foul, a 15-yard penalty on the Gophers.
Yeah, he's fortunate he didn't get hit with an unsportsmanlike conduct, and PJ's letting him know. The dance and the strut afterwards almost got him double-dipped.
Officials talking this over. Mark Klozinski's our referee today. Not heard much from him. Both sides only have 2 penalties before this flag. They're talking about whether it was targeting or not, I think is what the discussion is.
It's not about the head. It's the intent to deliver a strike against a defenseless player. So that we'll see if they pick this up.
There is no foul on the play for targeting.
Yeah, I kind of wondered.
All right, so now 2nd and 15. Was a vicious hit. Now this could be buzz. They could get buzz from the replay booth if they think up here that it was. So they've remarked the football. Mickey Joseph not happy in the ear of an official far side. 2nd and 15. 2 wide outs to the left, 1 to the near side. Now they motion Chancellor Brewington. Purdy gets the snap. Hands it off to Grant. Bounces left side. Gets by 1 Gopher, but can't get by anymore. He'll get right back to the line of scrimmage. No gain. Now you've got 3rd down. Sori Marin there to make the tackle for Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota's DB's doing a better job getting off blocks on the perimeter, too. They're starting to win on the outside.
So now 3rd down for Nebraska and 15. Huskers just cannot get anything going. Negative plays, and this one starts off with a delay of game to march him back 5 yards at the start of the downs. Purdy in the gun. Wide receivers, left and right. Low snap, gets it. Back to throw. Chuba steps, throws downfield. Looking for Palmer. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 4-yard line by Smith. At the 30-yard line, Smith on his feet. Knocked down around the Nebraska 22-yard line. So Chuba Purdy throws an interception. First turnover of the day on Nebraska. Minnesota in business, up 3. And now you put pressure on your defense to make a stop.
Yeah, you're already in your head thinking, okay, field goal attempt. A 2-score game right now would seem insurmountable, so you're thinking field goal attempt or less right now defensively.
So at the 33-yard line of Nebraska is where the Gophers take over with their redshirt freshman quarterback, Kaliak Menace, who's really been solid since coming into the second half. 2 wideouts right, 1 on the near side. Ibrahim the back. Motion the tight end, turn, hand it off to Ibrahim up the middle, a couple of yards, knocked down right at the 30, a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Devin Drew there to make the Husker tackle. 13 minutes left in the game, a 13-10 Gopher lead.
We didn't get a good spot. Thank goodness.
31?
Yeah.
All right.
How about that?
Take that.
That's a full yard.
Yeah. So 2nd and 8. Telling me a spot goes Nebraska's way.
Boy, that was interesting.
I thought he got to the 30. Whistles blow, timeout, Nebraska. Okay, Huskers will use a timeout with 12:37 left to go in the game. Nothing goes better with Husker Sports in Fairbury. Fairbury premium quality hot dogs deliver the home game experience to your family and friends. Fairbury, the official hot dog of Husker Nation. We'll keep it here. 12:37 left. Nebraska down for the first time in the game, 13-10. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well, we talked about trying to get it. You still could get a turnover here and stop this drive.
Yeah, I think you and I talked off air. We thought 17 would be the number. So you give yourself a chance. You keep them, again, field goal attempt or less. But this right here is the key down. It's not even 3rd down. It's keeping this less than manageable for Minnesota. So you need something longer than 3rd and 5-ish to give yourself a realistic chance here to have Minnesota not go for it on 4th down.
2nd and 8 from the 31. 2 wideouts right, 1 on the near side. Kaliak Manis in the gun. Ibrahim to his left. Man in motion to the near side. Turn, zone read. They hand it off to Ibrahim. He blasts forward for a first down. All the way inside the 23-yard line. Chris Kolarvik grabbed him and held on, but a nice pickup of about 8 on the play, and Minnesota gets a new set of downs.
Got to hunker down here now if you're Nebraska. 23-yard line. It's going to be run heavy here.
2 wides.
You think?
Yep. 2 wides to the right. Look to the sideline. Play clock at 10. Ibrahim again gets the handoff. Gets down to the 20-yard line. A gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Miles Farmer wrestled into the ground. Ibrahim over 90 yards now in the game. So that streak, which is 16 straight 100-yard rushing games, may continue. Even though for a half it didn't look like there was any chance he would get there.
Yeah, look at the time of possession, how it's slowly gotten away from Nebraska as well. That's been the greatest indicator, up to 28 minutes almost.
2 to the near side, 1 on the far side. Ibrahim the back from the 20-yard line of Nebraska. 13-10 Gopher lead, looking for more. Turn, hand it off again to Ibrahim. Inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. A gain of about 5, sets up 3rd and short. 3rd and 2. This is exactly what Minnesota wants to be doing.
And if you're asking yourself, do these plays look the same? They do. It is the same concept. Minnesota content right now to stay with it because they have a couple of options off of it.
3rd and 2 coming up from the 15. Crowd making some noise trying to help the Husker defense make a play. Ibrahim the back to the right of the quarterback. 2 to the near side. They run clearing motion. They turn, give it off to Ibrahim off the left side. He breaks a tackle, has a first down, knocked out at around the 9-yard line as he's knocked down by Caleb Tanner, so it'll be 1st and goal.
Does that look like a false start?
I thought there was movement.
That right tackle looked to be moving. I don't know if was that just me?
Remember, we thought they had a delay game earlier in the half that did not get called. So the Gophers just grinding this thing out pretty quick. Ball at the 9. Huskers change some personnel defensively. Callie McManus, the quarterback. Ibrahim off to the right. He is over 100 now, 101 in the game.
Nebraska's 57th play that they're going to see here.
17 straight games. He's gotten over 100 yards. Gets another handoff, gets inside the 5, down to the 4-yard line, maybe even the 3. Farmer again knocked him down, but Minnesota's big offensive line is starting to lean on the Huskers up front.
And here they come with more beef. Extra offensive lineman, another tight end. Wide receiver comes off. There's Jumbo, and then there's this.
2nd and goal to 3.
I mean, look at this.
They are such a big team up front. 325, 305, 320, 330, 310. Extra offensive lineman out there now. Straight I formation. Ibrahim the back, the deep back. He gets the handoff left side, off the left edge, dives, touchdown Minnesota. And the Gophers have scored 19 unanswered points here in the second half.
It's a slow bleed, too. Just the offense, just the inability to play complementary football right now. By getting a couple of first downs on offense, you have rapidly aided in your defense tiring now. Like, it's a lot of big bodies down there.
Just like last week.
Yeah, it's a carbon copy.
Last week, up 9-6. Casey gets hurt, goes out. Can't get first downs in the second half. Defense wears out. Here's Trickett. Trying to make it a 10-point lead. Kick is up, and the kick is good.
And it's not the sheer number of snaps. It's the fact you're not off the field very long. I mean, you're going 3 and out, so your defense is right back out there.
Gophers lead it 20-10. 9:22 left to go in the game. This is the Huskers Radio Network.
And it's going to be just like the old days, but even better, because now it's old school meets new school.
Whoa, did you just dip your pizza in Dorothy Lynch?
Yeah, man, it's amazing. Here, I got extra. Try it with your hot dog.
Oh, wow. Hey, we need another hot dog over here. So as I was saying, it's a whole new game now.
Here we go again.
Rooted in our tradition as a team.
Shake up tradition with the one-of-a-kind flavor that goes with anything, game day or any day. Dorothy Lynch, endless flavorabilities.
The Season of Inspiration sales event is happening now at Woodhouse Mazda and Woodhouse Place Mazda. This holiday season, arrive with confidence in a Mazda CUV equipped with standard iActive all-wheel drive, and each model has an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus award. When you shop Woodhouse, you'll receive the first year of maintenance on us. Visit us in Bellevue, Millard, or online at woodhousemazda.com or woodhouseplacemazda.com.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Sam Pineda with Campus News. For the 5th straight year, the University of Nebraska system is a top 100 patent-earning institution. NU system researchers were granted 43 patents in 2021, with UNL researchers named as inventors on 25 of these patents. Husker patents include 3 projects with partners at the University of Nebraska Medical Center and 6 patents for a surgical robot developed by faculty in the College of Engineering.
After the interception, Minnesota goes 33 yards, 7 plays, all Mo Ibrahim carries, and he scores the touchdown, his second of the day, his 15th on the year, and now they have a 10-point lead of 20-10. Let's get a Rob Seco's sideline update with Jessica. As we maybe in for another change at quarterback?
Yeah, it looks like it. Logan Smothers was getting loose again, and looks like he is up with the offense, but Chubba's staying right there too. So I think, again, they're just trying to figure out which quarterback can get it going. But Donovan Raiola a little frustrated with Chubba Purdy after that last series, wanting him to step up in the pocket. Wide receivers super down and frustrated. Chancellor Brewington telling him, hey, we got to stay up. We need you here. You cannot let that last series and any of the other failed series affect this one here. You got to move on.
First 2 drives of this game, Nebraska had 125 yards of offense. Their last 6 drives, they have 43. It's like last week. They had a good start offensively and then nothing. And these are good defenses that adjust. Nebraska's not been able to adjust another step.
I think I'd like to see them go back to, as opposed to getting away from what's worked. It's almost like there's a checkbox, and they check it off, and they say, okay, we've ran that one. Like, sometimes I think you have to go back to it again.
Run it again.
Out of sequence.
We saw Minnesota basically run the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. The whole way down the field.
Well, the good news, there's still time. You're down 2 scores, but 9:22. You got to put a drive. You got to start putting something together offensively, and we'll see if it's Logan or Chubba that come out. Chubba throwing the ball 6 of 16 now for 41 yards. Huskers have not completed a pass in the second half. Unless I'm missing
he could
one.
mishit this and give us a shot at a return, because he is driving these things low and far.
The left-footed kicker of the approach hammers away another one out of the back. This one's going to land up in Wahoo. Now the ball comes out to the 25. We'll keep an eye on the huddle and see which quarterback comes running out for Nebraska. I think, and Jessica does report it is going to be Logan Smothers. I think you got to try to do. Logan got the 1 series, and it should have been a first down, but had a drop pass from Oliver Martin. Anthony Grant, who's not yet to 100 yards, had a huge first quarter. He's at 97 on the ground. And again, you've got time to run your offense and run whatever you want to run right now. Tight formation here, Damon. No wideouts, bounce to the far side at all. Snap to Logan. Zone read, keeps it himself around the left side, picks up about 5. Almost went a lot more than that, but got grabbed by Ja Joyner, but it is a 5-yard gain on first down.
Yeah, Nebraska with a little sense of urgency here, going with tempo.
2nd and 5 from the 30. 3 wideouts in that triangle to the left. Smothers has Grant off to his left. 1 wideout to the near side. Back to throw. A little bubble screen out to Trey Palmer. Makes a catch. Gets upfield. And he's got a first down. Our first down of the second half as that play goes for 7 yards.
A good effort by TP. And God, I would have liked to see another run. I'll take it because it was a first down. But with just 6 in the box.
7-yard pickup.
Get back to playing the numbers game.
Brewington in for Vokalek. Travis fighting some health issues here in the second half, as Jessica reported earlier. 1st and 10, Nebraska at their own 37. Smothers gets the shotgun snap, hands it off to Grant. Anthony gets through, 40, 45. He's got a first down at the 47-yard line. Well, they're going to say just short, a 9-yard gain. Jordan Howden makes a tackle, and Grant over 100 yards for the first time since the Indiana game.
Yeah, 1-back counter. We'd seen that a little bit early in the game, and coming back to it. And look at the formation, 2 tight ends.
Trips go left. Smothers gets the snap. Gives it off again to Anthony Grant. Trying to bounce to the outside. Breaks a tackle. He's at a 50, 45-yard line. He's got about 7-8 yards on that carry. Tackle by Terrell Smith. Actually, it's a 9-yard pickup for Anthony Grant. Huskers moving the football with 8 minutes to go.
Got away with a face mask there, too. Wow.
No kidding. So the Huskers have moved it from their 25 to the Minnesota 45. Inside of 8 to go. 20-10, Gophers lead. 2 wideouts left. Actually, 3 trips to the left side. Anthony Grant to the right of Logan Smothers. Trent Hickson grabs the football, snaps it back. Logan to throw, being pressured, steps up in the pocket, trying to scramble to the outside, and he's going to get knocked out of bounds after a loss of about 1.5 yards. But there, Logan did step up.
Yeah, and I think that's the key to edge pressure. It takes some courage, and it doesn't feel comfortable because you're not used to throwing with a dirty pocket. But stepping up will give you a chance.
Loss of 1 yard, 2nd and 11. Ramir in there now. Ball at the Gopher 46. 7:18 to go in the game. Nebraska down 20-10. It's a pistol set. Snap back. Logan, a delay handoff to Ramir Johnson, and he gets brought down, no gain. So they have 3rd and 11. Trill Carter makes the tackle. Almost a draw play that time to Ramir.
Yeah, Nebraska not really winning. That time, Ethan Piper. You can't let D linemen play across your face, but the body language obviously has changed since the beginning of the game, but sometimes it's just about effort, not always energy. Don't confuse the two.
3rd and 11. 2 wideouts to the near side and 1 on the far side. Snap back to Logan. Delay handoff to Ramir. Picks his way for maybe 1 yard. And so now you have 4th and 10. That's an interesting call on 3rd and 11. But Nebraska's almost in a point now where they have to go for it. You've got 6.5 left in the game, and you're down 2 scores.
You know you're going to get pressure here.
4th and 10 coming up. Gophers change personnel. Huskers, I don't think change. They can snap the ball. And timeout taken by P.J. Fleck. He knew they weren't lined up right. Nebraska's ready to go. So Minnesota uses a timeout with 6:13 left in the game, and the Gophers with a 20-10 lead. Optimize phosphorus performance for a stronger, earlier start using Avail T5 Phosphorus Fertilizer Enhancer. And register to win 160 acres of T5 treatment, valued at over $1,500 when you go online to cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation. We have a timeout on the field of 20-10 Gopher lead, 6:13 left in the game. This is Big Red Football.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Look, honey, it's a falling star. Let's make a holiday wish.
No, that's a satellite.
Oh, there's another.
No, airplane.
So what are we supposed to wish on?
Let's enter non-winning Nebraska Lottery Holiday Wishes 2X, 10X, or 20X scratch tickets for a chance to win $1, $5, or $10,000. It's the Holiday Wishes second chance promotion.
Now the one over there has to be a falling star.
Yeah, sorry, bottle rocket fired off by the college kid next door.
Promotion ends January 4th, 2023. Top prize odds vary by game.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics, research, and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification on the Huskers Radio Network.
This is where you come for Husker sports. KXSB Omaha and KSRZ HD2 Omaha. Broadcasting the Big Red to Nebraska, Iowa, and beyond. AM 590, ESPN Omaha. And now on the free AM 590 app for your phone.
Greg Sharp, Damon Benning, Jessica Cooney, Ben McLaughlin, and Matt Coatney back with you inside the Nodal Company's broadcast booth. Andrew Dowdy punching the show for us in the Acres Broadcast Center in Nebraska. Decent drive going here, but they're looking now at 4th and 10 at the Minnesota 45. But, Damon, you have to go for it. You're down by 10.
Yeah, and, listen, With just a little over 6 minutes to go, the sense of urgency is now with this play. It's not even the remainder of the game. It is this play.
So this drive began on the 25, couple of first downs on the drive for Nebraska, but now 4th and 10. This first time in the game, Nebraska is going to go for it on 4th down. 2 each way for the Huskers. Logan Smothers in at quarterback. Anthony Grant is the back in the backfield from the Gopher 45. Here's the snap back to Logan. Blitz, it's picked up. He shoots a ball deep downfield. The pass is caught, but was it inbounds? They're looking it over, and it's going to be a Husker catch. Nope, out of bounds. Incomplete. Right along the far boundary, it was Marcus Washington, the intended receiver, and I think he made the catch, but they're going to say he was not inbounds, and the Huskers will turn it over on downs. That's a pretty good throw, actually.
Yeah, they may want to take another look at that one.
Marcus made a terrific catch around the 15-yard line, but they'll say that he was not inbounds, so the Gophers have it. Turnover on downs at their own 45-yard line.
Did it look like that right foot got down? I think his right foot was down.
I think it might have been in the air when he grabbed it. They're not even buzzing him.
Wow.
Mickey Joseph is out talking to the officials. Well,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Greg. They got to buzz that
The ruling on the previous play was an incomplete pass caught out of bounds. The play is under further review.
Listen, again.
Did he have it with... Okay, there's the foot down. I think you... Oh, now that I say that, you may be right. So
that's a catch.
We have a Hogemeyer Hybrids replay review. Hogemeyer Hybrids, local race right here in Husker Nation. Yeah, I just saw the replay. I think you saw. I think he was down.
I don't see that. I thought so. Real time when he pointed to his foot, receivers usually let you know, and he right away he got up like I got my foot down, and I think he thought the official was going to spot it.
Jessica, what's the feeling down there?
I think down here they think it's a first down, and especially because they just showed a replay up on the big screen that it looked like his foot was down right as he made the catch. This one right here, if you look on the big screen, right there.
That's a catch.
And this is a big play because this has put Nebraska in scoring position. Remember, they need 2 scores, so even a field goal on this drive would keep them a part of this game.
Now, does there have to be enough to over... That looks like enough to overturn.
They're checking it out. The iPad is out. Mark Plazinski is looking this over.
It's a catch.
We'll get an indication usually before they make the announcement because they'll tell one guy and he'll start moving the football around. Marcus Washington, that was a tremendous...
It's a fantastic catch.
Grab and a really pretty good throw by Logan.
I agree with you. Turn the young man loose. Turn him loose.
I might start a campaign later today. Can I count on you?
Yeah, you got my vote. It is political season.
See,
is it Tuesday yet?
I'm involved. I know what this is.
You're that guy. You're trendsetter.
Yeah. Talking about candy earlier.
You have my vote. That is classic.
All right. Still under the hood.
Why?
Here.
Maybe looking for a spot.
That could be.
I'm not even going to waver on this one. That looked like a catch. Real time, it looks more like a catch after the replay.
So, this is a huge play. This is a huge play in this game. If this doesn't happen, Nebraska's odds of coming back really slim. This happens, and you got a game because Nebraska is already in scoring position, at least for a field goal, down 10. It looks like the back judge is walking toward the goal line. Here comes the announcement.
After review, the receiver secured control of the ball with the foot still on the ground. It is a catch. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Blind squirrel's got to eat, G.
What a play. 4th and 10.
Made a play.
Convert that.
It's what playmakers have to do in games like this. Give your guy a chance.
32-yard play. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line for Nebraska. First catch of the game for Marcus Washington. It was a giant one. Huskers now have it at the 13. 2 wides to the near side. Palmer now in motion. The back is Grant. Smothers gets the snap. A little delayed handoff to Anthony Grant, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain. Hit by Corey Lindenberg. A little trap play again at Minnesota Red. Stayed home. Knocked him down. 2nd down and 10. And again, a field goal is okay
it's
here.
not bad. You need 2 scores anyway. Order doesn't matter.
2nd and 10, 2 wide outs to the near side, 2 to the far side. Grant the back, Logan Smothers in there at quarterback. Now it's an empty set. Snap back, Logan throws it out the flat. Grant makes a catch at the 15. He leaps a defender to the 10, out of bounds around between the 9 and 8 yard line. They'll put him at the 8. It's a gain of 5 as Jalen Logan Redding makes the hit and stop. And now you've got 3rd down and 5.
Well, how tough is Anthony Grant? He's taking some shots today.
Sure is. So 3rd and 5 at the 8 yard line. 5:10 to go in the game. Nebraska down 20-10. Logan Smothers has led this drive for the Huskers. Tight formation, they turn. Fake the handoff. Logan rolling left, looking, flips it over to Chancellor. Brewington can't make the catch. Had to try to flip it over to defender and right off the fingertips of Chancellor. So it's 4th down. The offensive line saying stay out there. You need 2 scores. Now there's a late flag that has come out. Hold on to this here. This is a personal foul. This might be an automatic 1st down. Logan rolled the pocket to the left, had Brewington kind of ahead of him, but had to kind of lob it over to the defender, and it just got a little bit too high.
Ineligible downfield on the forward pass. Offense number 69. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
All right, so 4th down. So Timmy Bleekrode going to come on to try to get Nebraska to within 7 points with 4:53, so still plenty of time left in this game.
Nebraska has 2 timeouts left, correct?
Yes. Gophers have 1. So Timmy Bleekrode, who made a kick in this direction in the first quarter of the game, will try for his 2nd field goal today. It's a 24-yard attempt. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So it's an all-state field goal. Switch to all-state and save and get protected from this year's mayhem. And that makes it a 7-point game at 20-13. Nebraska's first points of the second half. Pretty good drive by the offense.
It was a great drive, great play by Washington, and it also, with the all-state reference, allows me to bring Ben in if I need help with math.
There you go.
We all want insurance, especially guys that can't add.
Time for a Big Ten scoreboard update presented by GoCurrency.com. How about this? Ohio State is ahead, but it's a 14-7 game with about 6 minutes to go in Evanston. Cannot believe Northwestern is playing them that tight today. Iowa has found something. They lead Purdue at Purdue 24-3 in the 4th quarter, and they have the football driving late. Wisconsin 23-3 lead over Maryland 4th quarter. 2:30 Penn State at Indiana, Michigan State at Illinois tonight. Michigan is at Rutgers.
Remember when it was a 1-loss Purdue team in the Big Ten Conference?
Yep. We thought they were the best team in the division.
Boy, how things change and in a hurry. They could drop to 5-4.
They sure could. Today's game sponsored by Currency, an online lending solution that specializes in heavy machinery, farm equipment, trucks, and trailers. Whether you're replacing old machines or expanding your fleet, Currency makes financing simple. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. 20-13, first points in a long time, Damon, for the Husker offense.
Yeah, right on time, too. You give yourself a chance, but so what you have to do now, if you're Nebraska, you're selling out to stop the run. You saw what Minnesota wants to do with their run game and kind of the versatility there. You have to commit to it and see what happens. You may get creased, but you've got to sell out stopping the run here.
Yep. Got to get the ball back down 7. So that drive for Nebraska to get points, again, started at the 25, ended at the 8-yard line. It was a 12-play, 67-yard drive, 4:33 off the clock, ends with a Bleekrode field goal. And Bleekrode now starting to really have a pretty nice season for Nebraska. He's now 7 of 9 on field goals, and most of the action has come in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he introduced himself to the fan base in West Lafayette.
At West Lafayette.
I think has he been perfect since?
Yes. Yep. His misses came early in the year. One of them was from like 52 yards. All right, so a 7-point game, 4:49 left in this one. Nebraska trying to snap a 2-game losing skid. Led at 1 point, 10-0, and then 20 unanswered for Minnesota, all with the backup quarterback as Tanner Morgan got hurt on the last play of the first half. He's not even on the sideline here in the second half. But the backup quarterback has done a nice job for Minnesota. He is 6 of 12 for 137 yards, and they've gotten Mo Ibrahim going in the second half He's up over 100 yards in the game. Anthony Grant had some nice runs in that last drive. Those are possible candidates for today's Power of the Play game, powered by Nebraska Public Power District. Stay tuned for the fifth quarter. We'll announce this week's Power Play of the game, powered by Nebraska Public Power District, together with your local public power utility. 20-13, Gophers with the lead. Might be a time
just
for a
got
turnover.
interesting, didn't it?
Might be a time for a turnover. Big reversal of a call on the field with a catch by Marcus Washington. Got Nebraska down in the red zone and got them some points. Frankie teed it up. Quentin Redding deep for Minnesota. Here's the approach and the kick. And waving for a fair catch is Redding. So Minnesota will bring it out to the 25-yard line. So you say sell out maybe a couple plays here.
Yeah, especially with what Minnesota showed you they've wanted to do running the football. Don't have to honor the RPO as much. You got to get a stop.
Huskers, 2 timeouts left. 4:49 left in the game. Minnesota's probably thinking couple first downs and we're out of here. Huskers want to get the ball back into their offense. Give them a chance. Kelly Ackmanis in at quarterback. Ibrahim the back. They move the tight end in motion. Hand it off to Ibrahim. He gets submarined by Miles Farmer. It's a gain of 3 at the 28, 2nd and 7.
Well, you talk about getting down into the box. Miles Farmer making the stop on a 3-yard gain on zone.
Gophers will let that play clock drift down. We'll be approaching 4 minutes left in the game when they snap it here. Kelly Ackmanis looks to the sideline. PJ Fleck says, hang on. Let that play clock go down. It's down to 5. Motion the tight end. Again, a handoff to Ibrahim. He gets across the 30. He's got a first down across the 35. Finally knocked down to the 38. 10-yard game. Boy, he's just so low to the ground, Damon. Hard to find him.
Yeah, legs kept moving. Doesn't give you anything to hit. Move the pile.
So a huge first down, and Miles Farmer is down. So 8 is laying on the turf at the 38-yard line. The Husker trainers come out to take a look at him. So he's probably going to have to come out. So there's one big first down by Minnesota. They're probably thinking 3 total, and they're out of here with a win.
Underneath a lot of bodies was Farmer. He's throwing his around.
So Nebraska attending to Miles Farmer. Looking at that scoreboard, exactly 4 minutes left. Down 20-13 in this game. Well, the worry is on Miles, who's laying on his back down there.
A lot of collisions and twisting and turning at the bottom of that pile.
Yep. Miles, how about this, Damon? 14 tackles. He has been all over the place
coming
today.
in with some reckless abandon, too. That's kind of how you want to play that spot, but you hope he's okay.
He was Jessica's Cornhusker conversation back in Husker Game Day today. 14. That's a bunch of tackles by Miles Farmer today. Luke Reimer has 9. Miles up, being helped to the sidelines, but he looks woozy. So he heads across the field.
Is that his back, maybe?
Kind of holding it, isn't he? Lower back. Maybe took a helmet to the back. All right, 1st and 10 Gophers at their own 38. They lead it 20-13. 4 minutes left in the game. Ibrahim has had a big second half for Minnesota rushing the football. He is up now to 122 in the game. 17 straight games for him over 100.
Is that? And it's 90 in the second half, I believe.
Yep.
Maybe a little more.
Officials have not wound the clock yet. Oh, yeah, they have. So we're play clock now down to 3:30 left in the game. Kaliak Menace claps the hands. Same formation. Hands it off to Mo. Gets hit and dropped. Maybe a half yard, Mickey Joseph says. Timeout. One of two that are left for Mickey Joseph. Miles Farmer back into the game. Va Clements makes a tackle for the Big Red. So Mickey calls. He has one left, 3:19 to go in the game, 2nd and 10. So you get a no gain on first down. You're giving yourself a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you're worried about here, if you're Nebraska, keep an eye on QB keep. You've been trying to get down the back. You've been getting down the back. You don't want the quarterback to get out of the back door on you.
Yeah, you feel like that's coming.
It is. It is.
So Bill Bush, final instructions. Huskers race back out there. 2nd and 10 from the 38. 3:19 left. Minnesota 20. Nebraska 13. 2 to the near side, a wing to the far side. And Minnesota's short a guy. So now they run out. Dylan Wright splits out right. Still 10 on the play clock. Looking to the sideline. 2nd and 10. Turn. Quarterback keeper. Kaliakis to the edge. Gets hit and dropped after a gain of about 3. So the Huskers covered it. Now you've got 3rd and 7. Marquise Buford brings him down. So we were looking for it. Called it. There it was.
And
but
Nebraska
only a 3-yard
felt
gain.
it coming too. That's an outstanding job from upstairs by having those alert eyes. You knew the keeper was coming.
Now 3rd and 7. Huskers use their final timeout. 3:12 to go. 3rd and 7 coming up here for the Gophers.
I don't like to use extremes, but is there any way that Minnesota throws the football?
I don't think so. I think this is Mo Ibrahim with a carry and let 30 more seconds, 40 more seconds go off the clock.
Yeah, the proverbial go to dance with.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they love their defense. You know, they have a lot of confidence that their defense is going to get a stop. So no reason to risk it here. Kill another almost minute of the clock. I'll be shocked, Damon. I would be if they try to throw it.
Well, they mismanaged the last time out of the half in the first half.
They did.
And it got your quarterback dinged.
3rd and 7 from the 41. 3:12 left. Huskers out of timeouts now. Stop them here. Get the ball back. Give yourself a chance. Down 7. Kaliak Menace. Motions a man to the near side. Turn. Zone read. Hand off to Ibrahim. He gets free and has a first down. Got up to the 48. That'll be a new set of downs. And now Nebraska cannot stop the clock. Goodness. And that's going to probably do it.
That's just a really good job by a running back. That just the most narrow of creases did he get skinny through.
Off the right side on the zone read. Huskers looked like they had him at about the 45, but he was able to fight his way forward for a couple of more yards to pick up the first down, and now Nebraska can just stare at the clock and watch it drift down.
Yeah, that's the epitome of getting skinny in the hole. How about that? The little subtle shoulder turn doesn't give you much.
And the Gophers will let it go down to 1 and call a timeout. 2:32 to go. My goodness. So Ibrahim able to follow the blocking. Caleb Tanner got him at around the 45, but could not pull him back. The momentum of Ibrahim was going forward. He's able to pull all the way to the 48-yard line and get the first down. Well, what a spirited effort. And just think back to halftime. You felt so good. Nebraska up 10-0. Then we learned to start the third quarter, Morgan's out of the game, and you're thinking, wow, this is going to be a great day for Nebraska. But the backup quarterback for Minnesota did a really good job, and Nebraska went through that series of plays, Damon, without a first down. Logan Smothers kind of put a little life into the Huskers there with that last drive. That's going to be the question for Coach Joseph out of the game is, why wasn't there more of Logan?
Yeah, and how fortunate is that Minnesota is accustomed to playing multiple quarterbacks.
Correct.
Same system. It's who they are. It's in their DNA.
The play is under further review.
They are going to look at this spot again, and that might be Coach Joseph asking for that to be looked at as well. So we have a Hogemeyer Hybrids replay review. Hogemeyer Hybrids, raised local, raised right here in Husker Nation. These are tough to overturn.
They are, because Nebraska's coaching staff was upset immediately, and I couldn't tell if it was because he kind of squirted through at the end and you had him dead to rights, or they didn't like the spot.
So they're looking at this. As it sits right now, it's 1st and 10. To me, it looks like it was a pretty accurate spot. Now, maybe his knee went down a little earlier. He's so low to the ground. But it's going to be interesting.
I'm going to look at it on the
big screen.
I don't know. He may be short. Does a butt equal a knee?
Yep, it does.
Well, he may be short.
Yep. And where the ball was looked like when his tush hit the ground, he was short of the 48.
Now for this to get overturned, this would take a tremendous eagle eye, because it's bang bang, but if you go by where his lower extremity, his buttocks appeared to hit the turf, it's almost a half yard. So then, if this gets reversed, boy, does P.J. Fleck roll the dice and go, you know what, I'm going to put it away by going for it here. It looks like it may be 4th down. They have changed the yard sticker. Now what they're going to have to do is go back and change the clock, right? Yeah, it's a fantastic job. A lot of times replay gets ridiculed, and it's not this, and it takes too long, but that is a tremendous job of officiating to change that spot, because it literally was bang bang.
I think he goes for it. If it is short, and the verdict is he's short, I think PJ goes for it.
You're thinking Nebraska's already got to be thinking their bear package, their goal line package.
Here we go.
After review, the runner was down with the ball a half yard short of the line of game. It will be 4th down and a half yard at the 47.5-yard line.
All right, so what does P.J. Fleck do? He's up 7, 20-13, 4.5-yard ball between the 47 and 48-yard line on Minnesota's side of the field. And it looks like the offense is coming off. Yep, punt team's coming out.
We're
going to have a shot,
two, my friend.
Going to have a shot, buddy.
How about it?
2:32 left.
So you're saying I got a chance?
Yeah, let's go.
I'll get in the sidecar if you want. Yeah, you can drive. It's not jump here.
Yeah, they may try to draw Nebraska. No,
wait. Here comes the offense. Minnesota's
I'm
offense.
telling you, I think PJ. I was shocked when the punt team came out, because
for the jugular.
When I have 24 in the backfield, I think I'm giving him the football. And this, when I need a half a yard, and I've got my offensive line like he does. This is not surprising at all.
Well, you talk about selling out.
So now, Mark Klosinski, the referee, is coming over to talk to PJ. So remember, he ran the play clock down and then called the timeout. So that's why the clock has not been changed at all. It's still at 2:32. Now he's running the punt team back out there.
What
Goodness
is going
gracious. Wow.
I actually believe this is the right thing to do. I'd punt the football.
All right, so Crawford, the punter, back out there on 4th and less than a yard. Oliver Martin deep for Nebraska, having a look up into that sun.
Got to give this return a chance.
Snap, hammers the kick away. Oliver waves for the fair catch at the 11-yard line. So that's where Nebraska's going to have to go 89 yards without a timeout to try to tie this game up. So here we go. Huskers with a chance. Led 10-0 at half, trailed 20-10, got a field goal a few moments ago to pull to within 7.
Going to have to work quick, and you're thinking along the sidelines, although 2 minutes and 25 seconds is a good amount of time.
Yep. Got to get a chunk play.
Especially in college where the clock stops with first downs.
Ramirez in the backfield with Logan Smothers, 2 eligible each way from the 12. Snap back, Logan, delay handoff to Ramir. Bounces upfield and maybe just got right back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10. That little delay has not worked very well. Corey Lindenberg makes the tackle. Huskers line up quickly. 2nd and 10. Snap back. Logan has it. He steps up, hit and dropped. He'll be sacked at the 11-yard line, a loss of a yard. Now you have 3rd down and 11. Thomas Rush, his 2nd sack of the year.
Logan's got to be thinking 2 to make 11.
Yep.
Stop the clock. 2 downs to make 11 yards.
Minute 50, clock on a roll. Snap back to Smothers. Steps, throws downfield, pass caught at the 35-yard line, up to the 40-yard line. What a catch by Marcus Washington. What a throw by Logan Smothers for 30 yards.
Yeah, how about that? It's almost going back to our pregame talk with Ben. The plays to be made against this defense are up the hashes in front of those safeties.
And an injured Gopher down. It's Sori Marin, their outstanding linebacker, takes a knee.
Took another shot.
So there's a chunk play. That goes for 31 yards. Huskers have it at their own 42-yard line with 1:36 to go, down by 7. Man, Marcus Washington has come up big with a couple of big catches here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, amongst his teammates, I think people feel he's the toughest of the bunch, and he showed it today.
Logan Smothers now 4 of 6, 75 yards. Remember, one of his incompletions was a drop by Oliver Martin. Ooh, the quarterback questions all week are going to be coming.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Dependent upon how healthy Casey Thompson is.
Oh, it's always something, right?
Around here, yeah. 1st and 10, Nebraska. So Sori Marin comes off the field. Huskers have it at their own 42. Ramir stays in there off to the right of Logan Smothers. A tight formation. They wind the clock. Snap back to Smothers. Steps, throws, pass, caught in the flat, and spun out of bounds is Trey Palmer by Smith. It's a gain of about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. He did get out of bounds to stop the clock with 1:29 to go.
Well, that was a sure tackle. Well, you almost came out of the back gate on that one, right?
Spins and goes. 2 each way. Snap back to Logan. Steps, throws, deep out, pass incomplete. Too tall for Chancellor Brewington. Now 3rd and 5 coming up.
Yeah, I like the concept, though. And you're going to get him out of bounds on that throw. I may come back to that one. Not an easy throw as you're going from the far hash to the bottom of the numbers.
Okay, got to get a 1st down, too. 3rd and 5 from the Nebraska 47. 2 stacked left, 1 to the near side. Snap back to Smothers. Rolling out. Now rolling to the near side. He could take off and go, I think. Looking downfield. Steps, throws, and threw it out of bounds. Incomplete. I think he probably could have run for a 1st down. Now you've got 4th and 5.
Well, he had Marcus Washington wide open. Just on the run. It was just too tough to see.
All right, 4th down. 4th and 5. Remember the completion that he made on the earlier drive, did Logan, to Marcus Washington. Needs a 1st down throw here with 1:20 to go. I think he definitely could have run for the 1st down on that play there and just kept the chains moving. Empty set, no backs. Snap back to Smothers. Steps, throws down the middle of the field, passes in and out of the hands. It's dropped by Trey Palmer. He had it, got knocked loose at the 32, and the Gophers will take over on downs at the Nebraska 47.
Kind of a microcosm of the day. Almost, what if, good effort, right? All those things that we've been using to describe this football team. I tell you what, you already know what he's thinking. That's not a hands catch. That's one where you're absorbing contact. Yep, you got to get it in. Exactly what you just motioned right there. Pull that in.
And he did try to catch it right out in front of him. And Trey knows that he's upset with himself as he trots to the sideline. The Gophers are going to take a couple of knees and get out of here with a win, and they're going to become bowl eligible with a victory here today. Again, a pretty gutsy effort by Nebraska. There was some really good things, particularly offensively in the 1st quarter, and then Logan Smothers gave him a spark in the 4th quarter, so you're going to hear a lot of quarterback questions coming up with a press conference with Mickey Joseph. But Minnesota is now postseason bound with a victory today. They're back to 3-3 in conference play, and Nebraska falls to 3-6 with a loss here today. There'll be a lot of plays that keep you up tonight.
Yeah, nothing for the defense to hang their head about, and that's the 2nd consecutive week. I think we can say that, and the offense has got to figure out how to listen. It's one thing to not score points for a stretch, but to not generate 1st downs is something else. I mean, you're going 3 and out 4 consecutive drives.
So to a knee go the Gophers, and they race out of here with a victory, beating Nebraska on a Saturday here in November. A final today in Lincoln of Minnesota 20, Nebraska 13. Don't go anywhere. Our fifth quarter show's coming up next.
Now, it's the EECS Fifth Quarter on the Huskers Radio Network, presented by EECS Office Solutions. For office printing, furniture, supplies, and more, think EECS Office Solutions. Visit EECS.com to learn more. The Lincoln Airport is now the official airport of the Huskers, with direct flights to Denver, Chicago, and now Houston. Book your tickets on GoFlyLNK.com. Today's game broadcast is also presented by these local sponsors.
Husker Nation, AM 590 ESPN Omaha is giving you a shot to score amazing seats at Memorial Stadium. Third row on the 50-yard line. For your chance to win, go to AM590ESPNradio.com or open your AM 590 app, sponsored by Coors Light and AM 590.
From the Acres Broadcast Center at Memorial Stadium, this is the Fifth Quarter Show. Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Dolman. Damon Benning will be joining me in just a moment. Matt Coatney will have highlights and scores, and we will hear from interim head football coach Mickey Joseph at his post-game press conference. I want to remind you the Lincoln Airport is now the official airport of the Huskers, with direct flights to Denver, Chicago, and now Houston. Book your tickets on GoFlyLNK.com. In front of the 388th consecutive sellout in the next to last home game of the season, Nebraska drops a tough one to Minnesota by a score of 20-13. After dominating the first half of play, taking a 10-0 lead into the locker room at halftime, Minnesota scored 20 unanswered points and held on to win. Nebraska is now 3-6 on the year, 2-4 in Big Ten play, and all of that transpired without Nebraska's quarterback, Casey Thompson, suiting up today. He sat out with an arm injury suffered last week in the setback to Illinois. Damon Benning is joining me now. And Damon, at halftime, Minnesota had -7 yards rushing, 31 total, no points. What was the difference between the first half and the second half?
Yeah, so I thought it was a little bit of scheme changes, right? You obviously have a new quarterback infused into the offense who gave you some dual threat action, and it took Nebraska a little bit to adjust. But gosh, Bill, I tell you, I think the story of the game, Nebraska started out 4 of 5 converting third downs. They finished 5 of 16, which means they go 1 of their next 11. The offense's inability to generate first downs during stretches is been nothing short of unbelievable these last couple of weeks.
Tough setback for the Huskers again. 20-13 is the final score. We'll have more with Damon in just a moment. I want to remind you, seatbelt use saves lives and prevents injuries. Nearly 15,000 lives saved per year. Buckle up. This message from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Now, here's Trooper Dave.
Hey, thanks, Bill and Damon. Traffic anywhere downtown is crazy busy right now. Enjoy the weather and hang around downtown Lincoln if you can. State volleyball is going on, so plan on some extra traffic. I-180 northbound is racing 2 wide up to I-80, but it is moving fairly well. If you're heading west on 80, sneak out to Rosa Parks Way and over to 77 to avoid I-180. West of the 395, speeds will pick up gradually. Highway 6 out of downtown is busy out to Waverly. For now, the ramp to eastbound 80 is open, but plan on that closing later. Otherwise, you can stay on 6 up to Greenwood, Ashland, or Gretna to get back to I-80. I-80 eastbound is extremely busy with accordion-style traffic from the 401 to the 411. Stay out of the right lane if you can to let that traffic on from the on-ramp. Speeds will pick up after you get past the scales. Fans, if the last thing going through your mind is putting on your seatbelt, the next thing going through your mind could be your windshield. Don't gamble with your life. Put those seatbelts on. This has been Trooper Dave with the Nebraska State Patrol Traffic Report on the Huskers Radio Network.
This is the Huskers Radio Network.
The Nebraska FFA is growing leaders
and building communities.
Together, we are strengthening agriculture.
The Nebraska FFA Foundation believes in our future leaders and the communities they serve. We believe in the future of agriculture.
Join us in the I Believe in the Future of Ag campaign. Learn more online at neffafoundation.org. Brought to you by Frontier Cooperative and Nebraska Farm Bureau, the trusted voice for Nebraska farm and ranch families.
There's a hero in all of us. Shields is proud to partner with Iowa and Nebraska for the Shields Heroes Game. Together, we want to recognize and celebrate local heroes who exemplify the goal of positively impacting the community and who stand as an inspiration to others. If you have a family member or community member you'd like to recognize, please nominate them at shields.com/hero so we can celebrate the heroes in our community.
You're listening to Big Red Football.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
You flip the two, Krause and Baby Horse. Here's the serve to Gilmillian. Guides it to her setter. Well done. Set to the middle. Shot won't drop for Anastasia Rush. Now Nebraska sets middle. Keelan Hort. That does drop. 25-9. Wow.
Hey, Huskers fans. Tomorrow, join us for Sunday matinee volleyball as the Huskers take on the Northwestern Wildcats. John Baylor and Lauren Cook West are live at 12:30 p.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Sam Pineda with Campus News. UNL has been awarded over $14 million by the U.S. Department of Commerce to expand robotics research and teaching spaces, part of a $25 million award given to the state of Nebraska to advance robotics research. The funding will allow the university to educate and train the next generation of Nebraska workers, entrepreneurs, and innovators for careers of the future.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier. Now, back to the EECS Office Solutions 5th Quarter Show.
Download the Runza mobile app today, create an account, and start earning rewards. Do something smart with your smartphone. Runza makes it better, and the Husker ground game is powered by Sapp Brothers. The Huskers rushed for 146 yards today, which means fans can receive 14 cents off each gallon of gas tomorrow at Sapp Brothers Travel Centers. Redeem inside before fueling. Details at sabros.net. Husker ground game powered by Sapp Brothers. Damon Benning rejoins me. I'm Bill Dolman. Nebraska drops a 20-13 decision to Minnesota. And, you know, Damon, nobody's going to talk about moral victories with this team, but we continue to see some spirit. We continue to see some fight, especially down the stretch when Nebraska got the ball, gave themselves a chance, coming up short. But there are some positives you can try to find in the way things did come to an end today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you call me crazy, but would you not agree that the improvements have happened in the development on the defensive side of the ball since the majority of the changes? Nebraska defensively has found a way to play much better football against, it's a tough man contest here with the way that these opponents have wanted to play. But defensively, the last couple of weeks, I feel like Nebraska's improved quite a bit. Now, offensively, they're going to have to find a way to be a little more consistent and to play without Casey Thompson if need be.
Yeah, not having Casey Thompson was critical today, and there was much question as to whether or not he would be available when he wasn't in helmet and shoulder pads in pregame warm-ups. You knew it was going to be Purdy or Smothers. And the first couple of series of the game were two of the most efficient drives and a lot of different plays that I don't think we had seen all season in Nebraska building that 10-0 lead.
Yeah, the scheme in terms of the concept and the play design, when we've seen it, Bill, it's like you want to fall in love with it because it looks so good, and they were running the ball, and then for whatever the reason, when it goes in a hurry, and we saw it again today.
Well, Anthony Grant did have a 100-yard day today, 21 carries for 115 yards, did not have a touchdown. Two quarterbacks on the field for Nebraska. Chubba Purdy took the majority of the snaps, just 6 of 16 through the air, 41 yards, and a critical interception in the second half. Logan Smothers provided a bit of a spark, 5 for 10, 80 yards, most of that coming late in the fourth quarter. Nebraska's unable to, because of the inefficiency in passing, you did not see big plays from Trey Palmer, who had one go in and out of his hands there on that final drive. He had 5 catches, just 37 yards. Marcus Washington continues to be reliable when you need him to be there for you. 2 catches for 63 and that one big play on the fourth down that kept the drive alive and led to a field goal.
Yeah, I like the Washington reference too. He's become pretty dependable. He doesn't always get his targets, but he's become that guy that I think the guys in the wide receiver room thinks gives them their identity in terms of toughness. And listen, getting Anthony Grant going behind a downhill style run game is something Nebraska is going to have to continue to try to evolve with and stay with.
You know, going back to the defense, too, and by the way, we are still waiting for Mickey Joseph to take to the podium at his postgame press conference, and we will get to him as soon as he steps to the microphone, and that might be any moment now. You mentioned the tackles, and here is Mickey. Miles Farmer led the team with 14, and now here's Mickey Joseph.
I'm going to take my hat off to PJ and the Minnesota football team. They stayed in the fight. Very experienced football team. We had to execute on all 3 phases of the game. We had to win the second quarter and the third quarter. We talked about that. That didn't get done. Got to go back and look at the film and see what we need to fix. But I thought the guys played hard. I thought they played to the end.
Chubba coming out there, getting started, and jumping onto a good start as well.
I thought he saw it early. I thought he saw it early, but I didn't think he saw it towards the end of the game. So that's why it was the change with Logan. Thought Logan gave us a better chance.
You went 6 straight 3-and-outs with Chubba. Then the 7th possession was a pick. Did you think about going to Logan earlier at that point?
Yeah, we probably should have, but we figured we had to throw the ball down the field. And then when he wasn't seeing it, then we figured we had to make a change. But you're right, in this league you can't do that. You can't go 6 3-and-outs in this league. You can't do it because they'll eat the clock up.
Which throw can Logan basically not make that you feel like Chubba needs to be in there to throw? Which one was that today?
Well, you're right about that, Sam. He made some good throws today, and you just got to be more consistent in practice for what we see. But he played. He stood up today.
Chubba's not seeing it. What does that mean?
Well, he's not seeing the coverage. He's not seeing, the progression that he needs to get to, the way he needs to get the ball to. We have kids running open, and he's got to find him. He's got to hit him.
Did it get close with Casey at all today, or beforehand?
Well, I thought he had a better feeling. He had more feeling in his hand today, but I just didn't feel comfortable playing him. He's been hit a lot this year.
What was it about their backup quarterback that gave your defense more trouble than their starter?
Well, they threw it more with him than we thought they would throw with him, and we knew he would pull the ball. Well, he's probably a better athlete than 2, so they felt comfortable. And that kid had snaps. That kid played against Minnesota. I think he played the second half of Illinois. So it was a backup, but it was a backup that had game reps.
This first half, you gained 110 yards rushing. The second, another drop-off like last week, 36 yards, I think we had after halftime. What's the difference?
Well, I'm going to go back and look at it. But I thought they did a better job up front of in their gaps. And I thought we had to do a better job of moving them out of the gaps.
On offense in the second half, I mean, you held them to 31 yards in that first half on defense. Besides Mo just getting going, what were they doing?
Well, it was a 2-score game. They stayed with their game plan. I mean, when you play a team like that, you got to really get a 3 scores up on them before they can change their game plans. A 2-score, they're comfortable. They're going to continue to do it. Just like the old like we said, it was a wishbone offense. So they was going to stick with their game plan as long as it was a 2-score game because it was in reach.
When you get into a spot where you're going back and forth between 2 quarterbacks, can you describe how the process works on the sidelines between you and Coach Whipple and how those decisions are made? in the moment?
Well, I thought Whoop and I was on the same page because when we thought the kid was struggling, wasn't seeing it, we went to Logan. So we communicate, and I'll let Whoop makes the call. But if I think it's a call that he should make, then I'll let him know. But we were on the same page today when it came to the quarterbacks.
Only 31 yards for Minnesota in the first half. What did you think of the Huskers defense?
They played lights out. I thought the defense played lights out throughout the whole game. They gave us a chance to win.
Was there their two long passes were actually against the wind? It looked like one on Hartzog. Maybe he thought the ball was going to sail and maybe come to him. Did the defensive backs misjudge it based on the wind? Those couple throws? Well,
I thought he was going for the pick. You know, he was a taller kid, so you teach the shorter corners to play the hands. So I thought he was going for the pick, and the ball hung up there. And as the ball hung up there, the guy out-jumped him. But he was going for the pick, and like you said, he thought it was going to be overthrown.
Mick, what does it say about the team where you're at right now? You get the ball back. You still have a chance to tie it. Logan at 35 maybe could have run it.
Yeah. He said the same thing, that he should have ran it, and he would have at least got 2 or 3 yards. But he said the same thing. We thought he should have ran the ball. Use your feet right there.
Yeah, but arguably your best player, catch he makes.
Yes, he's got to grab that. He's got to squeeze in. Is a bang-bang play. He's going to be a catch and a hit at the same time. He's been in those situations before. We expect him to catch those balls.
Is this all part of learning how to win?
Yeah, it's part of learning how to win, and it's part of, executing. You got to execute in this league. And you saw the first half with the defense. The defense executed. The offense executed. When you execute in this league, you're going to have success. If you don't execute in this league, then things like this is going to happen. I got to do a better job to get them to execute.
What's your level of concern now at 3-6, and you probably couldn't have a tougher assignment where you're going next week?
Well, we talked to the boys about that. We're gonna stick together. We're gonna block out the noise. And we're going to come back tomorrow. We're going to look at the film. We're going to fix the things we need to fix. And then we're going to move on to Michigan.
1 or 2 more for Coach. Mickey, you said earlier in the week that Shovel plays a little bit nervous sometimes. Did you see that today?
Yes, and towards when he started not seeing it, thought he got a little antsy in the pocket.
Coach, what was the strategy with mixing in AG and Ramir coming in for a couple of plays? What did they offer?
Well, AG got a little winded. And then we wanted to try to get Ramir in there, so we said we can pop one and get some speed in there on the draw plays. So when AG got winded, we just thought we should go to Ramir right there.
Anything else? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, guys.